like that was kind of disappointing.
Let's get ready, say, go. This was on, this was on, this was on, this was on. Let's go, this was on, this was on, this was on, this was on. Rainbows in the sky, let's fly away like a bird. You're free to see the boundless face of the earth. Let the wind blow you like a knife and glide away. Far beyond the clouds, you'll find another place. If the road ahead seems so cold and gray, when night never turns to day, don't you be afraid, go and fly away. Chala, hey chala, no time to hesitate, go on and search the earth, within it lies a magic surprise. Oh, chala, hey chala, don't be afraid, you got the power to get through the darkest nights. Chala. Zooming round and round in the sky like a coaster. Hold on tight, or you may find yourself trapped in a maze. When that happens, you may think you will never find your way. As the past, you may take sin all the same. If the road ahead should lead you so cold and gray, when night never turns to day, don't you be afraid, go and fly away. Chala, hey chala, no time to hesitate, go on and search the earth, within it lies a magic surprise. Oh, chala, hey chala, be cool, don't be afraid, you got the power to get you through the darkest night. Hey chala, no time to hesitate, go on and search the earth, within it is a magic surprise. Oh, chala, hey chala, be cool, don't be afraid, you got the power to get you through the darkest nights. Chala.
All right.
AEW proudly presents Kliqbait Wrestling. What is going on, peoples? It's be your boy Smith, as always, joined by my North American thick boy tag team partner, Matitude 22. And Raw's already kicking off kind of hot. Braun Strowman is. The monsters are brawling on Raw. Dominic coming in here on the lowrider, cosplaying like Eddie Guerrero over here. Big ups to everybody joining us here tonight in the chat. Appreciate y'all coming. I guess we're starting things off with Dirty Dom and Liv Morgan tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got stuff to talk about here tonight. I think it's AEW's Grand Slam going down this week, right?
That's right. That's right.
And we're supposed to be getting that match of McGuinness and Danielson, which I would have to feel it's gonna happen, right? As much as they're giving it, you would think it's gotta happen, right?
I would say there's no doubt it happens. Because what's a bigger? There's no bigger match for Nigel McGuinness. Like there's no opponent that they could bring back for Nigel to where it would trump Bryan Danielson. So anybody other than Bryan would be like a step. You know what I mean? Like I think it's Bruce. I think it was Bruce Pritchard that said that, and I think I remember Bruce Pritchard once saying that anytime you you tell people a match and that match falls through, the opponent that replaces the person was scheduled was saying it always has to be bigger than the person that was initially scheduled. like am I explaining that? Am I explaining that well?
Yes.
So it all the replacement always has to be a bigger name than the person that was initially in that spot. And who's a bigger name than there's no there's no bigger match for Nigel McGuinness. So if all this is not leading to Bryan Danielson showing up, then that would be very disappointing.
Yeah.
What I want to know is Oasis gonna actually play him to the ring, or did he just say that? That's what I want.
I mean,
That's
knowing
what I want
Tony
to know.
Khan, he'd pay the money for that. Which I'm
I
kind of
want
glad
that
we're on
money.
this. We're kind of on the AEW topic because I kind of wanted to bring up something to you that was said and get your opinion on this. Uh, Recently, Alvarez and them and Meltzer were having their little thing, and they were talking about how Tony Khan was saying how he only books like there's no long term booking anymore. It's only week to week booking. And I feel like if that's true, then AEW ain't gonna last that long. But I just want to know, like, what do you think of that comment though? There is no long term booking, only short term booking.
I kind of don't believe that. I kind of am hesitant to believe that.
What that he said that, or the statement is true?
I think I have a hard time believing that statement is true because we're seeing so many examples. We're seeing so many examples of where long-term booking is paying off, like the long-term booking of Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns, like the Finn Balor turning on Damian Priest. Like those are all examples of like long-term booking that was paid off very well. Or like even Bryan Danielson at, at All In. Like I don't know how you can kind of
Well,
I don't know how you can
from
kind of make
Tony's
that
own
statement.
words, it's like he'll have an idea for something, but then he'll kind of change his mind and go with something else, which makes sense because a lot of those things happen. And I hear on this show have said that example because, and I go back to Hangman Adam Page. The man came into this shit with, I am mad because we had the devil the devil and his cronies were jumping people. Remember when they threw the street? I mean, the acclaim through glass windows and they power bombed Hangman through a car shield window, and then like the next week he's like, when they revealed who they were, we were ready to get payback, and then literally later in that show, it's like we skipped them and went right back to Swerve after we already had a feud with Swerve, by the way, with Swerve won outright. And he just like, instead of moving on, we just beeline back to this and reignited the rivalry. But it just feels like a thing of like, we had a plan to have Hangman and feud with the Undisputed Kingdom, but then all of a sudden we just audible to say, go back to Swerve. Like, it feels that way. Even though you accidentally gave yourself the long term booking with the Swerve and Page thing. because now we've got like established history. But the short term I can see, because I see a lot of people will come, they'll have a couple weeks where they're like on TV, and then they'll be gone for like a month. It's almost like they forgot
Yeah.
what to do with them. They don't have anything for them. I mean, look at Miro. Look at people like Danhausen. You know what I'm saying? Like, all these people come in and it seems like, oh man, this is cool. It's going to spice up the roster. And then it's like, now they're gone. Now you can say injury, you can say this, you can say that. But it's like, even when they were there, what happened? Like, I mean, Thunder Rosa came back recently, and it's like, Thunder Rosa, y'all treated her like a big deal in the beginning. But it's like, now she's like, what is she now? You know what I'm saying?
It's like it's hard, right? Like it's a case to case basis. Like my understanding of the situation with Miro is that basically he's unwilling to play ball with them. Like that's that's my understanding. Is that
Well, I
basically
mean, but
Miro?
okay, when you say unwilling to play ball, does he mean, okay, whatever direction they're taking him, he's not liking it? But you would still think
Precisely.
you would
Like
still think the guy would at least want to wrestle, to be
my
at least to be on
understanding
TV, something. At least, even if you just put him into a bullshit squash match, just like get the dude on TV for God's sakes.
but I think like that's like again my understanding is that unless Miro is in the main event, he's not going to come. Because I think they wanted him to make his return at All In, like they wanted him to be in that gauntlet, and it's a thing where unless I'm winning the gauntlet, I'm not gonna be in it.
I mean, I can see where Miro's coming from, where it's like, come on, you did bring me here for more eyes because of where I came from, but it's like, now you got me here and you've done nothing with me since I've been here. You stuck me with Kip Sabian, who was already kind of piddling in lower mid card. You give me this kind of weird gamer gimmick. Why? Because I do Twitch. And then it's like, okay, you put the TNT title on me for a while, the whole Redeemer, that was pretty cool. But then after that, it was like, once he lost the title, it's like there was nothing. There was no sight of a rematch, no nothing, no feud with Sammy Guevara. There's just
It's
nothing. It was just nothing.
it's because I think the issue, and I don't think it's like that long term booking. I think the issue is that they know what everybody's doing on Dynamite tomorrow, but they don't know what anybody's doing 5 months from now. I think that's the biggest problem is they don't know what anybody's doing 5 months from now, right? Like it's like Okada. Like Okada comes in, beats Eddie Kingston, wins the Continental title, joins the Elite, but like it seems like there's no real direction for Okada.
Nah, they're
He's
just
just
they're
having
just trying to build his character, but it's like, okay, but where's he going with this? She's a
it's
champion that really is not that, like, the title's not prestigious. Why? Because he's holding it now? Nah, it's just like you just gave him a belt to have a belt at this point.
I think that's the issue. It's like that's why Undisputed Kingdom kind of fizzled out because they put that group together, but then they had no plans for that group. They had no plans for that group going forward. They had no long term plans. So that group eventually just fizzled out. I think that's the issue. The issue is that they make decisions, but they don't know what anybody is doing 5 6 months from now. And I'm not saying that WWE. I'm not trying to say I'm not trying to make it a thing where like maybe WWE suffers in that area from some people too. Like I'm not trying to make it a thing where I'm saying like, oh, like WWE's booking is better than AEW's booking. Like I'm not trying to insinuate that. I
I'm
just
not
think
even
that
like, that's not even the discussion that it's on topic here. I'm not
I
even
just want to not
I get it,
I know you are.
I get it. But I'm just
Just
saying,
making
like,
myself
I'm
clear
not
on that.
even comparing one to the other. I'm not even saying one does it better. I'm just saying this is the ideology that's coming from Tony Khan. And I'm like, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I would be like, I don't know, because I think short-term booking might work in a smaller scale, but you're not a small-scale company. Again, that's that independent company mindset, and it's like, you're on national TV, sir. You're not a small company that you could do these like short stint booking for guys who are just coming in for a spell and then going off to another territory. It's like, no, these are your guys. Make them your stars.
Like, let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
Jimmy.
Like, as soon as Ricochet came in, right? As soon as Ricochet came in, they knew they were building to that match with Ospreay, because they basically teased that right away. So as soon as Ricochet came out, they knew that he was gonna have that match with Ospreay at some point.
Yeah, of course.
And I think, but what's Ricochet doing in 6 months from now? That's where I think they're falling short. Like, they know what Ricochet is doing right off the hop. Okay, he's gonna come in, he's gonna fight Ospreay. Boom, he's gonna fight Ospreay. He's gonna beat Ospreay for the international title. Ospreay will move up to the main event. Ricochet is gonna be international champion. Cool. But what's okay? So that makes sense. But okay, in 6 months, what's Ricochet gonna be doing? I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get there. I feel like that's what it's like. Like, they came in and they instantly wanted Okada to win a championship. So instantly he beats Eddie Kingston for the title. But then they don't know what Okada's doing after that, because he's not having any feuds. Like, he's not really having any feuds. The only feuds he's involved in is whatever the Elite is doing, but he's not really doing anything on his own. Like, he's only defended the title on pay-per-view once.
Like, I think like at least like twice now he's defended.
You're right, because he had the 4-way, but again, the 4-way seems like it was thrown together. Like, now it seems like he's gonna be feuding with Takeshita. So it's like, okay, cool. Like, okay, so we're gonna get a Okada Takeshita match. That's great. But then what's Okada doing after Takeshita? What's Okada doing? You know what I mean? Like, I think they know what everybody's next direction is gonna be, it seems like, but they don't know what people are doing in 5-6 months from now. And I think that's why you see so much of that, because that's why Hangman never feuded with the Undisputed Kingdom, because I don't think there was ever any plans for that. I think they put the Undisputed Kingdom together, and then they didn't know what they were going to do with them. Because think about it, the whole point of the Undisputed Kingdom coming together was to go after MJF. But MJF was going to be gone after World's End. After World's End, MJF was going to have surgery, and Adam Cole was already injured. So you build a faction around these two guys having a match, but both these guys are injured. So what does the rest of the group do in the meantime? And that's why that group just kind of slowly died, or is slowly dying. So I think they know what's going on, but I think it's just that they don't have any long-term plans for anybody. Like, they don't know what anybody's doing. Like Bryan Danielson. Like, initially, Bryan Danielson was supposed to drop the title to Darby Allin at Grand Slam. Like, that was going to be the plan. But then they changed it because they're like, we don't want Bryan to drop the title that soon. So do you see what I mean? Like, they put the title on Bryan without even concretely knowing.
Yeah, well, this is not good though. Like, because I'm sitting here looking at this, because I think about people like Julia Hart. It's like, how many people have got like a big push in AEW? They might get to whatever that summit is, and then they'll have their run, and then when it runs over, like, they vanish, and you don't see him for like forever, whether it be injury or just no plans in the horizon. And it's like, that's not good. 'Cause like I said, Julia Hart,
No, it's not.
y'all gave her this monster push with the host title. She loses it to Willow, and then it's like Julia just goes away. Don't know where, don't know why. I don't know if she's injured or not, but she's just gone now. Never got a real rematch or anything, and it's like, hey, what happened to all of that? Like, she was part of the House of Black and all this, and it's just like, it's almost like the bitch didn't exist.
Yeah, because that's what I mean. Because I don't think they have any. I don't think they have any long term plans mapped out. So I think that's why you see so many indiscrepancies. That's why you see so many people kind of disappear. Like that's that's what I think is their biggest issue, and I think that's like again they like with Ricochet. Like I think they know. I think when they signed Ricochet, they signed him with the knowledge that Ricochet and Osprey are gonna fight, and it's gonna be sensational. What's Ricochet gonna do after that match? Who knows?
Nobody knows. But here's the thing about that. It's like, but that's the shittiest way of thinking about this, doing your business, because it's like,
It is. It is.
one, you're busting your nut on a moneymaker. And if I'm not mistaken, are they doing that at Wrestle Dream, or are they giving it away on free TV?
No, I think that's at Grand Slam.
So so they're giving it away on free TV, basically.
Yep.
Okay, so that right there, first mistake, giving it away for free. But then it's like, you could have stretched this out. Like, listen, see, that's the one thing I will give WWE credit on. Like, if they know they have an opportunity to kind of do this, they'll build it out. It's not always a guarantee that the match is going to be great, a la AJ Styles and Nakamura, but the build to it was at least good enough to get you there. So unfortunately, the match wasn't given the time. But at least they know how to at least get you into the building. It's like, here, it's just like, we got him now. Let's do it. Let's speed run a reason for Ricochet to get a title, and it was like, get some wins. All right, let me beat 2 people, and now I get a shot. Who would I beat? I beat a couple people who kind of didn't really need to take an L, but I'm gonna beat them anyway, and then now I get a title match.
Sorry. I just want to correct myself. The Ricochet Will Ospreay match is gonna be at the Dynamite 5-year celebration. It's Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher versus the Young Bucks at Grand Slam. My
Okay,
mistake. Sorry,
but
everybody.
still free TV.
Yes.
Still free TV. It's just they gave it a little more hype, and you'll have to wait a while. But it's like, why are you still giving this away on free TV? This should be one of your matches at your pay-per-view.
I mean, again, and yeah, I've made, I'll like I've made that critique about WWE many times about the Wyatt Six's debut not being at SummerSlam when it should have been at SummerSlam, like Braun Strowman and Bronson Reed not being at a pay-per-view when it should have been at a pay-per-view. And I think AEW, they do that same thing, but they just do it differently, where it's they just want to do that. They just want to do that match as quickly as possible because they want to know. They want to know what everybody they want to do it because they know everybody's waiting for it. But then after that, they don't know they don't know what they're doing with Ricochet after that, right? It's like the Continental Crown when they merged the Continental Crown, and then ultimately, like, what did they do with that concept? They didn't really do much. Or Mark Briscoe winning the Ring of Honor World Title. They knew that they wanted that to happen. They wanted to have that big heart-wrenching moment with Mark Briscoe winning the title. But then after that, he does nothing with the title because they only planned for him to win the title, but there was no plans for him to have any kind of title reign or do anything with it.
No, there was never a plan.
Right? So that's where I think their booking is an issue, is maybe outside of like the Young Bucks and Osprey and Swerve, but outside of that, like okay, so now Deanna is forming a faction.
Yeah, with
And maybe
Taya Valkyrie, almost like some sort of mafioso like setup going on.
and maybe they know who's gonna be in the faction. Like, okay, it's gonna be Diana, and it's gonna be Taya, and we're gonna throw Lady Frost in there, and we're gonna throw Diamante in there, and that's gonna be the faction. But then they have no idea what this faction is doing. They just know that Diana's gonna get a faction. What are they doing? Who the fuck knows?
I mean, look at the Outcast, the team of
Yeah.
Carly Cameron and Saraya. It's just like, okay, what are they here
Yup.
for?
That's where I think their booking lacks, is I think they have no long term plans for anybody. So like I said, they don't know what anybody's doing 5 months from now or 8 months from now. It's just about, okay, we got to get this person to this point, and then once we get them there, we'll figure out the next step.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like it. Just sucks because like it kind of makes sense now when I'm thinking back on AEW with a lot of the like, especially the dudes who a lot of the people who won that TNT title are prime examples.
Mm,
Hobbs, fucking Warlord, that Scorpio Sky. It's like they did all this stuff to get these guys title, get them that title, and then when they get, it's like they had nothing for them. They had no other.
mhm.
There was no exit strategy, and it was just
It's
like how.
like that's probably why we saw so many random title changes. Like that's like Scorpio Sky gets the title, and he gets a custom TNT title, and it's customized to have like Laker colors, and then just drops the title 1 week later.
Like literally a week later, like what was the point of
Yeah,
all that?
exactly.
And then it's like the dude who takes the title, who took the title from Wardlow. His reign wasn't
It
nothing
was
to talk.
Wardlow.
It was nothing to talk about either. So it's like it's like it makes no sense that it's like this is like I like come on now, like you would think you would build off of something or like okay, Scorpio Sky gets it, sure, let if you want it to be, if you want like Warlow to be the next guy to be champion, at least have him chase. Have him chase. Like it was all there for it to be possible. Like you can sit there and go, well, how was Scorpio Sky gonna beat a guy like Wardlow? I mean, he was backed up by he had Ethan Page, he had Dan Lambert and American Top Team. You had so much outlet there that plenty of interferences and run-ins to help Scorpio Sky win, and like you did none of that. Like he could have been building. Oh, you could have did a whole thing of like, hey, Wardlow's gotta beat Ethan Page, or Wardlow's gotta beat some random dude from American Top Team that no one cares about. Whatever. You could have did all that, and they're like, nope, next week, take it.
Exactly.
Like, what are we doing here? Like, the opportunities to actually build something is there, and yeah, I just like move on. And then and see, here's the thing: in the midst of when you would be doing that, you would on the other end of the spectrum be lining up other dudes for like whenever their shit is done. and they have their blow-off feud, we're going to eventually get to a point where someone else has to be next. And you do whatever you got to do, the next two people who you think are potential, and let them have their little feud where you have those matches where they're having feuds, but there's no title on the line. But the end game is, when you guys are done, one of y'all are next to get a shot at whatever who's done with this thing happening. This is how you book. Everything should coalesce and coincide with each other. That why are these two fighting? Because at the end of it all, one of those dudes are moving on to fight whoever's holding the title. Period.
Like I said, I think it's just a thing where they can only book to a certain point, and then they don't know. Okay, like again, I'll give you another example. I'll give you another example, like Trent Beretta, right? Like they knew that they knew that Chuck Taylor was gonna retire, and they wanted to turn Trent Beretta heel, and he was gonna be the one to retire Chuck Taylor, and then Trent Beretta would join the Don Callis family, and he was gonna turn heel, and he's gonna fight Will Ospreay at Double or Nothing. What is he doing after that? We don't know, because they can only book him to a point. They can only book him to a point where he's gonna have that match with Orange Cassidy. Best friends are gonna be over, but then we have nothing for him after that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I
Like,
mean, they even went to the point to make Statlander go heel. They gave her a little something, but even that is at the point it's fizzling out now. It's fizzling out now.
Yeah. Ian, I literally just said that. I literally just said.
Like I said, like WWE right now, we're watching Raw. We got Sami Zayn taking on Ludwig Kaiser, which is basically, like I said, Sammy is currently trying to chase Gunther for the world title. Instead of him right now fighting Gunther for the title, what do? You're not fighting him tonight. We're not giving it away for free. So here's Ludwig Kaiser, an ally of Gunther, and you will have a match with him. We all know that the end game is you versus Gunther, but right now you gotta climb the hurdles, because right now Gunther's at this stage in the game where Sammy wants a title, and what's Gunther doing? No. So what are we actually doing? We are chasing. You're chasing. Like I said, this ain't really long-term booking, but it's enough to get you through at least a couple months, if not a couple pay-per-views, till you get to an end game of what you want as the results.
The difference is like, let's say AEW will have storylines where people chase. I think the difference is that let's assume Sammy loses at Bad Blood, right? Or whenever he fights Gunther, let's assume he loses that match, right?
Uh-huh.
WWE probably has a pretty good idea of what is going to be next for Sami Zayn. They probably have a pretty good idea of what Sammy's going to be doing after the feud with Gunther. Whereas AEW does not. They book people to a certain point, and then they don't book anything for them anymore. Like, that's what happened with Deanna. Like, they brought in Deanna, and they're like, okay, we got a storyline. We got a storyline. She's gonna fight Toni Storm, and we're gonna reference to them being like best friends. Again, what is Deanna doing after that? Don't know yet, but this is what she's doing now. Okay, Gojira says Trent is injured. So, okay, so then that's what it is.
Well, that sucks. I mean, again, but, it sucks when they get injured, but it also kind of goes back to that thing we talked about a couple months back about, like they go too hard for just, like, regular-ass shows where it's like, you don't need to bleed every house show. You know what I'm saying? Save some of that shit for make people pay for some of this. Stop giving it all away for free. That y'all sitting there having, like, y'all trying to have 5-star matches every Wednesday night. Like, it's not that serious. That's why you got a lot of the dudes right now that are kind of on the shelf, because it's like y'all going too hard. Like, dial it back, save some of that. Like, pace yourselves. Y'all too busy out here trying to cry everybody a river. Like, yeah, but look at your roster.
Yeah.
Like, your man, what's his name? Kyle Fletcher's former tag partner, man. What happened to him, son? The moment they hook up with AEW, now he out of the, he out.
He got hurt.
And he got hurt. He burning candles at both ends.
You know, like injuries do happen. At least I'm glad they're at least doing something with Kyle Fletcher in the interim.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Like WWE, they have their own issues. Let's not confuse that fact. They have their own problems. But the area where I'll give WWE is like what okay, like they when Damian Priest lost to Gunther, they already knew what he was going to be doing next. Like they always know what people are doing. Maybe not with everybody,
I mean,
but I
pretty
think
much
with a lot of
with the people they feel are their top stars, they have some. They at least have an idea of like, okay, this is what's next. Because to them, Damian is considered a top guy now. So it's like, all right, Damian, we're taking your title, but we're not just going to have you sit around in limbo. So because of how you lost the title, we can now transition you to this feud with the Judgment Day. That way, Gunther can do whatever, and then somewhere down the line, we'll get you back to the title, but we need you to do this right now. We need you to play with your old bandmate, the Judgment Day, and do something. Like hell, long-term booking, right in this New Day shit. This shit's been bubbling for months, and we haven't even seen where it's going. I feel every now and then it seems like they've kind of decided to just kill the idea, but here we are, and Xavier's over here hot at Kofi, and it's like it's looking like it's going to get to a boiling point at some part. So, but this is long-term booking because this has been going down of the day of Odyssey Jones before he got fired.
Who?
Oh, you know
who. We don't talk about.
But you see what I'm saying? Like that's some long-term.
That's what I mean.
Storytelling, and it's not even the most profile story of their show. It's the literal shit of like if you blink you miss it type stuff.
And that's what I mean. Like Sami Zayn drops the Intercontinental title, immediately transitions into a feud with Gunther. Like I think that's WWE's strength is that they have an idea of where people are going, and like I said, I think that's where AEW falters. Is they book people to a certain point, and then it's like they just stop. They just let's not book anything for them anymore. Like I said, like we knew when we signed Ricochet, we knew he was gonna have that match with Ospreay. But what is he gonna do after that match? Who knows? I don't know. That's my assessment of the situation. I don't think that there's no more long term booking. I think it's just that AEW hasn't kind of cracked the code on long term booking.
American made. Oh, they got some new gear. I see, looking good, looking sharp.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I hope like maybe get some people and it's like, hey, just think about it. Like pick your people that you think you want to make prominent stars, and then book them accordingly. And while you working to getting them to like whatever end game, also work on building up your younger talent and the talent you want to be future stars. You know, like this short term shit's not gonna be sustainable, man. It's not gonna be sustainable to be short term booking.
Yeah, I think it's like the problem is then people don't get as invested.
I like that shit. Okay, so New Day decide that Xavier's gonna be calling the shots now for the New Day. So now the plot thickens. I like how Kofi brought out all the old shit, and he's like, "Nah," and then the boy come with the plate of fucking pancakes. He's like, "Nah, no, 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 but take it back, take it away, take it away." So it's like, yeah. So now we got to see what that takes. I hope, like I said, I've been saying, I hope they do something with the New Day or either break them up. But like I said, like this is gonna have to come to some boiling point somewhere. I know, like they're talking about the New Day anniversary coming up. I would feel like I don't know. Do you break them up or do you just like
Yeah,
kind of end them?
break them up.
But do we break them up that somebody turns on somebody, or we just like let's just be done?
Yeah, I think somebody turns.
I think the swerve is gonna be. It's not gonna be Xavier though. It's gonna be Kofi.
Agreed.
They want you to think it's gonna be Xavier. It's gonna turn out to be Kofi.
I think the turn with Kofi is, then Kofi's gonna be like, I listen, like I was the former I'm the former WWE champion. I'm the former United States champion. I'm the former this. I'm the former that. I main evented WrestleMania. Like you never did anything. Like I've been carrying you. Like you've been riding my coattails. I've been carrying you this whole time. Like Xavier, like you ain't done nothing. You ain't done nothing here. Like you just been getting carried this whole time. That's what I think it's gonna be something along those lines.
I can see.
Um,
I can see that happening. I can see that happening.
yeah, and I don't I think that I don't think that statement is totally correct. I think it's just that AEW is very good at instant gratification. They
Yeah,
know what their fans want and they're happy to give their fans what they want. Like
yeah, but they
they
but they
knew
give it but they
they
give it away too soon though.
yes, agreed,
That's
agreed.
the problem. I'm not for. I'm not against giving the fans what they want. It's just hey, in this occasion, it's appropriate to kind of drag that out a little bit. Let that shit
Yes.
marinate a little bit. Give it some anticipation. Give it a little hype. And again, don't give it away for free.
That's what I mean. Like why do that's the point though. Like they know everybody wants Ricochet versus Will Ospreay. So it's like let's Ricochet's first feud in AEW, let it be against the number one person people want to see him fight. But then the problem is after that match, there's only downhill for him to go.
Yeah,
Then there's only so you've already given people the match they want the most, so then everything after that is gonna feel lesser. So Ian, I don't think that statement is correct. I think it's just that Tony knows what his fans want, and he's very good at giving them what they want. But the problem is he sometimes gives it away for free, or not that he gives it away for free, but he gives it away too quickly, and then there's nowhere to go. That's the point I'm making. Like they knew when Ricochet comes in, they know he's gonna fight Osprey, but then they have no idea what he's doing after that. there's nothing for him after that. It's only he's gonna fight Osprey, and then who knows what else he's gonna be doing.
All right, real quick, wanted to
Uh,
segue to something. Oh, well, go ahead. Go ahead.
Marin, I would argue that the WWE's booking is sometimes be too long, Marin. I would argue it took too long for Cody to beat Roman.
I agree. He should have won it the year
I,
before that, but it is what it
yeah,
is.
like I think WWE's
But
booking
but to
they
be fair,
sometimes book things too
the
long.
first time was under different management. So
Yes, like again, I don't like how WWE handled Bray Wyatt. I don't like how Triple H handled Bray Wyatt personally. I think they waited. I think they waited too long to do something with Bray,
yeah,
and then he
for
died.
sure.
So we got, and then he died, so we got nothing except a Mountain Dew match that nobody could see what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, that's the last two matches he had were kind of bad. The one where
Yeah.
Randy set him on fire, and then we get the fucking Mountain Dew match.
Yep. And he was there long enough that they could have done something with him. Like he was there long enough. See, like, yeah, you're definitely right about that, AJ. I'll definitely agree with you about that. But see, like, I feel like that's why Cody should have beat Roman at their first WrestleMania match. Cody should have beat Roman there, and then Roman versus The Rock, because Roman versus The Rock doesn't need to be for the title. So you could have had Roman drop the title to Cody at their first WrestleMania match, and it would have meant just as much. And then you could have at this past year's WrestleMania, you could have did The Rock versus Roman. I think they let I think that extra year of Roman holding on the title didn't do anything for him. Okay, like here, see here's an example like Dragon Lee, right? Like I feel like they signed Dragon Lee, but then they have nothing for him, so he's just toiling with the LWO. Yeah, like they brought him in and then they called him up to the main roster to just be piddling around with the losingest faction in WWE history.
Yeah, like calling him up from NXT was the worst decision. It's like not only not only did you set him up to the main roster, but it's like set him up to the main roster after you fed him to Obafemi,
Yes.
and then you throw him in with the LWO.
So let's not let's not get it confused. Like WWE be doing that a lot too, where sometimes they be calling people up and they have nothing for them, and you're like Cameron Grimes, another good example of a guy that was doing good stuff in NXT, and then they called him to SmackDown and had nothing for him.
We're about to have
Yeah, you
Dragon
know what?
Lee taking on JD or Carlito
I would I
or
would agree with you
Carlito.
too, Marin. Like Marin, I thought Baron Corbin was kind of doing good in NXT, and then now like where even is he? Like again, they called him up to SmackDown, nothing. Apollo Crews, another good example. Like there's been a quite a few guys they've done that with.
Yeah, there's always some kind of stop and go with certain people. It happens a lot with
Yeah.
WWE, and like I said, but it just happens like frequently with AEW. It's like you're here, you're here for a while. 'Cause like right now, like they're hot on this dude Gravity, so you see Gravity every week, and it's like, oh, okay, give it some time, and you won't see Gravity because they were doing that same shit with Commander. You know what I'm saying? It's just like
Yeah.
it's just sad to see though because they got so much talent over there. All right, real quick, I wanted to kind of segue to something else real quick. So we've been talking about this for shows for probably for a while now about the whole 5 matches pay-per-views for WWE, right?
Okay.
Now I saw this in my feed on Twitter and I got kind of distracted. I watched this and I was like, wow. And then I had to go back and check like the runtime. So in combined with the Sunday Night Heat, this WrestleMania was about 5 hours long.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, that's including the Sunday Night Heat. So in total, the main show, 4 hours, right?
Yeah.
Normal pay-per-view today runs what? They start at what? 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock now, and end at what?
8 o'clock.
And end at what time? 11.
11.
So now they're running what? 3 hours.
Yeah.
And they still do like a pre-show. They do the kickoff, but usually no matches. So that's just a wasted hour.
No matches.
But that's a wasted hour.
Basically.
All right, I'm going to switch over. Here you go, chat. You guys can see this. Matt, you can see it in the Discord, right?
I can, yep.
Look at this card. Remember, 5-hour show. Let's just take away the hour. 4-hour show. In fact, the 4-hour show to then compared to 4-hour show today, or you can even say 4 to 5 hours today because they give you the pre-show kickoff, which with no matches. Maybe once in a while you might have one match, but 9 times out of 10, it's no match. Main show, and then they'll do now the whole back after match media scrub shit. So that's a whole nother hour right there. So I'm even counting that as the full content of what you get in today's WWE pay-per-view. Look at this shit from, which one is it? WWXIX? They just hit me with a warning, son.
I like that.
I'm sorry, Paul. Sean, Mr. Levesque. Sorry, son. Sorry.
I like that. Like WWE's telling me to cut it out.
Yo, my shit just popped up. It was like warning, heads up. I'm sorry, Vince. I'm sorry.
Yeah, bro, that was like a stacked card.
Yo, that was a stacked card. 5 hours. 5 hours. That was what you got. Compared to what we get now. 5 matches. 5. That shit right there was stacked, bro. That card was stacked.
Every title on the line.
Not even, because I don't think there wasn't an IC title and there wasn't the US title. I don't think they had the US title at that time, but those 2 titles were the only 2 titles not on the line that night.
There was no US title at that time. The US title came back shortly after that.
Yeah, but no, there was no, and I think this might have been around the time when they got rid of the IC title.
Yeah, it might have been.
But like every other title, the World Tag Team, the WWE Tag titles, the Women's title. You know what I'm saying? But yo, that the Cruiserweight title,
Mm-hmm.
The Cruiserweights. So like I said, like everything, but like that card was stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah,
See,
yo,
that's
Gojira, you not playing, son. Right, the sensor did pull up just now, son. I thought I saw the good father. Yeah. Yo, bro, we good now. I should say excellent now, but like a few minutes ago, I caught the little triangle, son. It was like, like
this
warning,
is
cut that shit out.
this is just it's just like I like how you I like how you say it. Like, oh, WWE's telling me to cut it out. Like,
Dead ass,
I don't
bro.
know, just the way you
Bro,
describe
if
it is
I'd have kept
funny.
it playing, they'd have shut the stream off. If I'd have kept it
Fucking
playing, they'd have shut the
fucking
stream off. And that shit said warning, cut that shit out. Like, okay, I'm sorry, up your Papa Paul. I'm sorry. I was just trying to show respect. I was just saying the cards back in the day were way better. They were way better. If it's about me talking about the Booker T Triple H match, my bad, son. My bad, son. I was just joking. These just
yes,
jokes.
that's why. Oh my god, he took it personally. He heard you
Yo,
talking about that,
my bad,
and he
son.
took it personally.
Listen. I did listen. Listen. I like the product. Come on, man. I've been watching it since I can remember watching TV. I'm an old head right now. I remember when you was Jean Paul Levesque. Come on, man. Terrorize it. But anyway, like I just like, man, come on, man. Can we? I'm not saying like, okay, in total with the Sunday Night Heat, 10 matches. That was 10 matches. We get 5 now.
Yeah. Yep.
And I looked at most of the match runtime. Most of the matches outside of like the HBK, the two main titles, Hogan and The Rock. Those were the only matches that really got the bulk of the time of that show.
Mhm.
Every other match was kind of there and done under 10 minutes.
It's just it's like the issue with the shorter cards is excuse me. It's just it's all steak but no sizzle. Like you don't get those undercard matches that are fun to watch, or
Yeah,
you
come
don't
on.
get
Chris
those
Jericho
undercard
versus
matches
Shawn
that are
Michaels was
exciting
a
to
good
watch.
match.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people consider that like one of the classics of WrestleMania matches right there, Shawn versus Jericho.
Yeah. Sean versus Jericho, you could put in the conversation for like top top 5 greatest WrestleMania matches of all time. Like, I think you could put it up there.
Yeah, like I mean, like I said, even the undercard we had fucking turn that down. You can still see it, but they can't hear it. Yeah, we had Morley and fucking what's his name and Lance Storm taking on RVD and
Yep.
Kane. Like, bruh, that was tight.
Yep.
For Sunday Night Heat when it was still
Yeah.
on MTV.
You know, you get a pre-show match to kind of get you like warmed up. You know, you get a little pre-show match where you're getting your food ready, or you're getting yourself situated. You know, you get a little pre-show match. It's nice.
I mean, we had, in my opinion, best Matt Hardy before Woken V1. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? When we were cruiserweight champions, son, bruh. Like I said, Matt Hardy, I feel, is very underrated as a character and as a performer. Like, he is just like, he knows, he understands it. He understands it. You know what I'm saying? He's kind of like the Jericho type. Like, he gets it. You got to kind of reinvent yourself if you want to stay relevant in this. And like V1, I think was one of his best gimmicks outside of Broken.
Yeah.
And the build for him to lose the weight and all that, and then he gets the cruiserweight title. Like, bro, that shit was that was peak, son. Peak Matt Hardy right there. Like I said, the broken stuff, the broken mat is great too, but you really can't beat version 1, son. You really can't. You get that. You get your mat facts. Come on, listen. Matitude is I would assume that's where you got your name from, good sir.
You would assume correctly.
Oh, yeah, I do. You be slapping tornadoes,
That was the
son?
slap it. You gotta.
I can slap a tornado. Like, bro. But yeah. But you know.
That's best Matt Hardy.
Yeah, that's Matt Hardy. Plus, he was going up against Rey Mysterio, but you know he wasn't super old yet, so he still had that fire. Like I
See,
said,
like that's why I always when people talk about the argument of like, oh, the shorter pay-per-view cards, it's better because you're just getting all the good stuff. They're not wasting their time with all the filler. But it's like I like all the filler. Like I like all those matches that are just fun. You know, it's
like,
like
listen,
it's
some of
like
the best
going to
matches aren't title matches, and it's like, why would you want to?
yeah,
Why would you want to lose that? Like, the reason for those matches is to really get the crowd hot for what's to come.
exactly. It's like when you go to it's like going to like a restaurant and you're gonna have dinner. You don't just order a steak and then just eat a steak. You like to have like maybe an appetizer, and then you like to maybe have a couple sides, and then maybe a little dessert. And some of those undercard matches, that's that's what that is. That's what those matches are.
And side dishes enhance the steak. So it's like, oh man, this
Yeah,
steak was good on its own, but now I got it with this garlic mash, or maybe some cream spinach or something. And it's like, man, that's even better. A little horseradish
yeah.
on the side. Yeah, come on. We got Miz going up against Bronson Reed. Oh, good. R.I.P. Miz. Hopefully this kills face Miz and we get heel Miz back. Hopefully Bronson Reed squashes babyface Miz and squeezes the babyface out of him, and we just get heel Miz after this. Oh, but he gonna Braun Strowman out of the crowd. What? Okay, well, didn't see that coming. But yeah, Shawn Michaels. Like, listen, if we don't have like them undercards, we wouldn't have got Shawn Michaels versus Jericho, which is, like I said, awesome fucking
Exactly.
match.
Or even like even like Matt Hardy versus Rey Mysterio, like you said, like that's nobody's favorite WrestleMania match of all time, but it's still a match that you go back and watch, and it was fun, and it was a good match, and it was a lot of fun.
Oh no.
This one not so much. This one not so
Okay,
much.
so this is a match that's just not happening. Reed squashing two security guards, aka some PC wrestlers. Bronson choke slamming two PC wrestlers, and now the Behemoths are gonna fight. I guess Miz is done for the night, huh? Okay.
See, like, don't you think this feud between Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman, like, with all the hype this is having, this is something where, like, I would be excited to see this on a pay per view.
Yeah, I don't want to see this on a
Like a
Raw. I want to see this on a pay per view.
like these two in like a last man standing match on like a pay per view. Like, fucking sign me up.
We're not gonna break the ring. We still have a rest. We still got more Raw tonight, so we can't break the ring yet. Now here's the thing. Here's a match that on that WrestleMania card where it was like it's basically one of the Undertaker streaks that no one talks about. because it ended up getting an audible because Nathan Jones got taken out of the match, and Undertaker basically had to have a handicap match that he won with A-Train and Big Show, but they don't talk about this one much.
I feel like I feel like this was before the streak was a thing.
No, I think it was because this is after
Like,
he faced Undertaker, after he faced Ric Flair.
yeah, like this is. I think it wasn't. I think it wasn't until WrestleMania 21 with Randy Orton where ending the streak became something.
Well, no, ending the streak became something a little later, but the streak was established after he beat Flair.
Yeah, but I mean,
when Undertaker made the count, that was it.
But like at this point, I don't think people were actively wanting like the ending the streak was not a point for a feud, right? Like
No,
this
it was
feud had nothing to do.
just to fight the Undertaker. That's it at WrestleMania.
Like, this feud had nothing to do with ending the streak, and then at WrestleMania 20, Undertaker coming back to fight Kane. Kane didn't even want to fight the Undertaker. Kane wasn't trying to end the streak. Kane did not want to fight the Undertaker. I think the first person was Randy Orton. I think Randy Orton was the first one to be like, "Hey, the reason I want to fight the Undertaker is because I want to end the streak." And that's what I mean by I don't think the streak was a thing. Like Ric Flair and Undertaker. Ric Flair, like that was a personal issue. Like that Ric Flair
there wasn't no streak before that. I'm not saying that this was around. This match was a streak match. I'm just saying the match had an audible because it was supposed to be a tag, but then Nathan Jones got pulled, and Undertaker had this triple threat. When I say people don't talk about it, meaning like it's the type of match like they don't talk about his match with Jimmy Snuka. You know what I'm saying? Or we don't talk about him hanging the boss man. You feel me? Like it's like, we don't talk about this match. It's there. They're part of the wins in that part of the streak, but no one's talking about. No one goes like, "Hey, you remember when he had that handicap with A-Train and Big Show?" And Nathan Jones was supposed to be his tag partner, but they pulled him.
Yeah, this is kind of like a black mark on the legacy of the streak.
Yeah, like this, or the Giant Gonzalez, like it's that type of situation. Like it's there, but we kind of skip over that one and go to the good ones, or focus on like Shawn Michaels. You know what I'm saying? Focus on the matches he had with Michaels, but it's like we don't talk about the Nathan Jones, because then we got to talk about Nathan Jones. So we don't do that.
Exactly.
Like, we don't talk about the Giant Gonzalez because we don't really want to talk about Giant Gonzalez. We don't talk about Snuka because Snuka. And we don't talk about the Boss Man match because he hung him. You know? The rest, hey, you want to talk about Jake the Snake? Yeah, go ahead. He's clean now. You want to talk about Mark Henry, Randy? You know what I'm saying? Hey, CM Punk's back. You can talk about that one. Definitely talk about the Bray. Talk about all those. Especially talk about Shawn. And Hunter. You know what I mean? But hell, maybe even King Kong Bundy if you want to talk about him. But yeah, these no. Then, like I said, we get our women's match for the title, and then, like I said, all good participants too. Jazz, fucking Victoria, Trish. Like I said, it wasn't like a bum match. It wasn't a divas match. It was back when they actually had some women that could wrestle. Like I said, Trish by that point kind of earned her stripes. She paid her dues. She got better. Like I said, we in fact, who won that one? I think Trish won that one.
Oh, which one?
this match? Trish, Victoria, Jazz, at Mania. I think it was
No,
Trish,
I
right?
think no.
Or
I
was it
think Victoria
Jazz?
won.
Oh,
I
she
think
retained.
Victoria. I wanna say she did.
Hmm.
I don't think it. Maybe it might have been Trish. Yeah, I think it was Trish actually.
Yeah, because I was looking it up too.
Yeah, I think it was Trish.
No, yeah,
'Cause I
Trish
think
won. Trish won.
yeah, because I think if I recall, I think Stevie Richards cost Victoria the title.
And then like we had the triple threat for the, like I said, for the WWE tag. You got Team Angle, we got Los Guerreros, Benoit, and Rhino. Like, come on, man.
And Benoit and Rhino was they weren't they weren't a long tenured team, but that was sort of an underrated group. That was sort of an underrated tag team.
Yeah, but it just kind of highlights like SmackDown at that time, especially with Team Angle, Los Guerreros. Like that tag team scene over there on SmackDown was just like peak tag team, man.
Yup.
Like those were the good old days of SmackDown, bro. But and then Team Angle retained too. Like I said, they weren't no bum tag team. Like Team Angle was no joke, bro.
No.
I mean, like I said, cards stacked in. Like I said, Triple H versus Booker T next.
That was a good match, but I definitely Booker T should have won.
Careful what you say, man.
I mean Triple H should have won in half the time.
Yes. And then Angle, Lesnar, like I mean, what does it say about that? That's the shooting star mania,
That
right?
is the
Yeah.
that's the infamous shooting star.
Yeah, so there's not much else to say about all that. So you already know how that's bonanzas. And then it's like you would think like at that should be it. And then it's like you get Rock and Stone Cold and Stone Cold's last match.
Yes, Stone Cold's last match in the sense of like a wrestling match, like that match he had against Kevin Owens. Like technically it was a match, but it was like a street fight. Like this is the last time like Stone Cold wore his ring gear.
Yeah. Then like shit. Then we got Hogan and McMahon. 20 years in the making. Street fights.
That was the match where Vince McMahon did a leg drop off the top of a ladder and Hogan through the announce table.
So it's like, bruh, it's like I said, it's just
That match was like a bloodbath.
yeah. But it's just like, man, so can we get a pay per view? I know now this is a little extra because it's WrestleMania, so they usually go extra, but you got to factor in that normal pay per views that are not manias are usually around the 3 hour mark. Mania usually always goes 4 hours. It's always been that way.
Yeah.
But for the rest of the pay per views are traditionally like 3 hours plus whatever pre-show, so 4 hours in total. But it's like 10 cards here. You would at least get on a regular card. You're gonna get at least 7 to 8.
Yeah.
And it's like, bro, can we at least get 2 more matches? Can I get 7? Can we get 7? I'll even accept it if they were pre-show matches.
I mean, yeah, like a pre-show match is fine because to me like pre-show matches are part of the pay-per-view because you watch them when you watch the pay-per-view.
Yeah, so the same venues, the same stage, it's everything. Y'all in the same
Yeah.
building. It might be, no, everybody might not be there, but still. Most cats know if there's gonna that the reason people don't show up now because they know there's no fucking matches. And if they're impromptu, it's like, oh, motherfuckers be shocked, like, oh shit, I didn't expect a match because those kickoffs, I don't do that shit no more.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-mm. All right, now we got McIntyre over here in the ring having his moment. Listen, for the way this feud has been going, and we're doing this in a Hell in a Cell, I expect them to kind of break the rules and just kind of. I expect this match better be bloody. I'm not expecting anybody to catch a needle in the mouth or anything, but I expect some blood. He is promising a lot of blood, McIntyre. So I hope they at least kind of keep to that. Make them bleed. It's a Hell in a Cell. They should be bleeding. So who you think is gonna win this though? This Hell in a Cell. I would assume it's got to be Punk, right? Because this is the end. This is the blow off, right?
Gotta be. Yeah.
We can't squeeze any more juice out of this, right?
No.
But okay, question being is okay. Whether Punk wins, whether McIntyre wins, I would hope this is the blow off. Where do the two men go from there? I know both men kind of have their sights set for a world title.
I would think that both guys would want to be thinking about the world title.
Yeah. Because I'm trying to think, what's the next big pay per view? I know Survivor Series is not that far off. But then, like I said, I would think like if we wrap it up here, we go to Survivor Series. There's gonna be some kind of War Games, of course. I would imagine like it's one of those situations where we're then kind of ramping for the Royal Rumble at that point. Well, once we get past Survivor Series, everything else is kind of like precursor to the Rumble to that degree. Yep. Butch, look at this Butch. He beating up on Sheamus.
This probably not a popular opinion, but I would say Punk beats Gunther for the title at Survivor Series.
At Survivor Series?
Yeah. Survivors, because think about it, like Survivor Series is where Punk made his return last year, and Survivor Series is the pay-per-view he won the WWE title when he had that really long title reign. Yeah. So Survivor Series has been good to Punk, and the first time CM Punk got like main roster exposure was that match where he teamed with DX and the Hardys. So I think Survivor Series has been good for Punk.
I mean, I can see that. I could definitely see
that. Have instead of winning the title at WrestleMania, have him walk into WrestleMania with the title. Gojira, do you see? Gojira, I told you, last man standing match, perfect match for these two to have. But why do we have to do it on Raw? Why not do it on the pay-per-view? Like that's the pay-per-views I miss, when pay-per-views used to feel like a variety show. Like you got you got different things. Like you got a variety of stuff. Now it's just like because every pay-per-view is a big match. Every match is a big match. It all feels just predictable. That's why I said like these 5 match pay-per-views are booty. You need that undercard to add like intrigue and add like variety. Bro, I don't know. I am not excited to see Cody and Roman versus Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa. Like I have no interest in that.
Why not?
I don't know. There's no earthly reason for it. I can't express to you how uninterested I am in watching that.
I feel you. I mean, I don't care for it either, but
I think it's
they're
just
the
that
top guys right now, man, on SmackDown.
I think it's just that like that promo where they're in the football field, I think it was just like too cheesy for me. I want your word that you'll have my back. Like I don't know, it was just kind of too corny for me.
Yeah, I can feel on that. Hey, did you want to talk about that stuff you was talking about before we got on the air?
Yeah, we could. We could. All right, so let's talk about let's talk about arguably 2024's breakout wrestler. Let's talk about Zilla Fatu for a minute. So I guess the story is that he was allegedly charging a grand for a booking. I don't know if is $1,000 a lot for an indie guy. I don't know. Can't answer that. But apparently that's what he was charging. And I guess there was an incident this past weekend where I guess GCW had booked Zilla Fatu. It was supposed to be Zilla Fatu versus Matt Tremont, and then I guess Zilla wanted more money because I guess he upped his fee from 1,000 to 4,000. Now 4,000 bucks for a booking for an indie guy, that sounds like a lot to me. And I guess it's a thing where like allegedly like he was holding them up for money. Like he wouldn't compete unless they upped the money, even though the previous agreement was for 1,000. He wouldn't compete unless they gave him the money he wanted, or in other words, he held them up for money. So I guess now GCW not wanting to not doing business with Zilla anymore. My thing, I don't think that's a good attitude for a young guy to be having just coming in the business. And I also don't think that that's the reputation you kind of want to build for yourself.
Nah. Yeah, that's not a good look.
Yeah, like I don't think that's like that's a reputation you want to build for yourself where if you if you decide like, oh, like now I want more money, like you're not going to perform. Especially, yeah, Gojira, it's not a good look, but I mean, especially for somebody that's so young, that's just getting started in the business. Like, I don't know that you want to be like burning. I don't know that you want to be burning bridges this earlier into your this early in your career. Now, I don't know. You take it for what it's worth. I'm hearing I'm hearing that Zilla is going to AEW. I don't know if there's any truth to that. That's what I'm hearing. But the thing is like, let's say he goes to AEW. Let's say he goes to WWE. Just because you make it to WWE doesn't mean they can't kick your ass to the curb. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I said before,
Like,
he might be letting some of that bloodline shit get to his head.
yeah, cause like, don't kid yourself, man. Like, at one twice, WWE released Umaga twice, and they released Rikishi. They'll fire these Samoans, man. They don't give a fuck. So it's like you maybe don't want to be
Like I
burning
said,
some of these
you might be
companies.
family, but you not Rock, you not Roman.
Yeah, that's right. And like I said, like
You not even
this
you
young,
not even a Jimmy and Jay.
that's right. You're not even, bro. Let's be real. You're not even Jacob yet.
Yeah,
Like this is your rookie year, and I would argue that you could make a case for Zilla being rookie of the year, but I don't know, man. I just don't think that's a good attitude to be having this young into the business. And also, like, you don't maybe want to be burning you maybe don't want to be burning bridges this earlier into your career, because even if you go to WWE, just because you get picked up by WWE doesn't mean you're going to be there forever.
where your man out
You
here
know what I'm saying?
writing checks that the bloodline might not want to be cashing. You know what I'm saying?
Precisely. Precisely.
So but you might want to check yourself before you wreck yourself. End up being a Teddy Hart. Find yourself being the one person in the family who can't get a job at the big show. Don't be that guy. Don't be Teddy. Don't
Yeah.
be a Teddy. All right, we got the unholy union and damage control going up right now. I think they should just be the Kabuki Warriors, so that way when the Asa come back, they free bird.
Yeah.
Like for real, Unholy Union must be the only female tag team they have right now. But good for Ala Dawn and Alba Fire though. I mean, plus your boy Zilla needs to also remember you ain't the only Samoan in the bloodline. I'm pretty sure you got some brothers
Yeah.
and some cousins. You can get
Yeah, that's
skipped. You
what
can get skipped.
exactly. Like that's where I think it's like you said. I think maybe this bloodline thing might be going to his head, because like there's a lot of these family members that WWE not interested in, and that's the thing where WWE might see this, and they might look at this and they might be like, wow, like if that's his maturity level, then he's not ready to be in WWE.
Mm-hmm. They might just send his ass to the PC and make him sit there for a while,
Yeah.
just to see if he a wild bull and like, if he gonna wild out and he gets to the PC, we not bringing you up here.
Yeah.
You acting like if you trying to act like a superstar up in here in a PC, no. Like I said, you got brothers, sisters, and cousins out there that may or may not would take your place in a heartbeat.
That's what
And
I mean.
if
Like
they
WWE,
don't want it, we got some Tongans waiting too.
precisely. So that's what I mean. Like they could be like, hey, maybe maybe Zilla's not ready. Maybe if that's his maturity, then it's not ready. Like what about Journey Fatu? Like let's call Journey Fatu. Let's get him on the phone.
Mm-hmm. I heard they talking to a lot of the females, the sisters now, seeing if they
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
play. So, like I said, you can fuck around, your ass get skipped.
yeah. You know, everybody, like, it might be Juicy for now might be the new member of the bloodline. It might be calling up the Juicy one.
Man, so
Juicy
like,
for now, juicy for later.
but it's like I said, don't let that shit gas your head up, kid. I know people giving y'all out here a lot of props nowadays, and that's good. I mean, it's good to have that confidence, but you're not there yet. And like I said, you're not Rock, you're not even Roman.
Yeah.
Like I said, you're not even Solo. Get out of here. Like, nigga, you ain't even Tangaloa. Like, get out of here, bro.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, this is literally like his rookie year. Like, bro, like, you ain't done nothing in the business yet. Like, you ain't done nothing. You ain't been nowhere. Like, this is your like rookie year. You don't wanna start burning bridges this earlier into your career, son. You don't
Plus,
wanna start
plus you
having
trying to
this
big
kind of
league. Plus you
reputation.
trying to big league GCW.
Like, of all companies, GCW, like GCW, you could make an argument that GCW is the third promotion behind WWE and AEW. Like, you could make a case that GCW is the third promotion.
3 or 4. I mean, if
Like,
TNA, 3 or 4.
like, 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 for real. Like, they like listen. Like, they're not on TV, but if you compare GCW's roster, it's better than NWA's roster. It's more stacked than MLW's roster, and it's sure as hell more stacked than TNA's roster.
Yeah, I agree. And they doing shows like every month.
Yeah, bro, it's like every time I go, I'm so far behind on GCW, and like every time I go on that site and I'm gonna watch a show, it's like every time I go, there's like 5 new shows. I'm like,
Yeah, I
holy
saw that
shit.
too. I gotta catch up, man. There's a lot of backlog.
Yeah.
So I would say, Zilla, be humble, ask questions, take in knowledge, and just like don't, like I said, don't find yourself being a teddy. Don't be a teddy.
Yeah. Plus, like, I don't know, man. Like, $4,000 for an indie match, you might not be you might not get that you might not be getting a lot of bookings, man. Not at
Mm-hmm.
that rate. Like, you're not
You act like
the
the Indies is out there eating like that.
yeah, like, you're not the Rock. You know what I mean? Like, you're not the Rock.
Like even if you was to draw the house, they're not making that kind of money that they can't. They gotta like, half that to cover you. Nah, bro.
Yeah,
Like it's bad enough you already asking for a G. You sitting there saying, "Give me a band," and now you want 4 bands?
yeah,
You act like we get $1 million house up in this bitch,
for real.
and you about to sell it out. Like motherfucker, this the Hammerstein. Get out of here. I'm saying, and this ain't Madison Square Garden. This the bingo hall. It's the ECW arena. Like you was over there wrestling for Booker T at reality. You know how big that shit is. Like, shut up, bro. Ain't nobody drawing that kind of money for you to ask for four bands for one
Yeah, like
show.
you
One
might
show
need
goes
to.
zero. One show. He was asking for four bands. Like I said, don't let that bloodline shit get your head up. You're not there yet. You ain't even listen. You ain't even been to the show to get released from the show to go independent and ask for that kind of money.
Yeah.
Hell, GCW got Jinder Mahal now, and I don't even think they giving Jinder Mahal four bands. I don't even think Jinder Mahal over there getting four bands. And if he is, and like I said, and Jinder Mahal would even deserve the four bands. Jinder Mahal would deserve the four bands.
That's actually the last GCW show I watched where Jinder Mahal debuted.
Yeah, so I can see Jinder Mahal getting paid $4,000, but not Zilla Fatu.
Yeah, because at least Jinder Mahal, at least he's been on the big stage.
Yeah, like I said, he's asking for money from as if he's a guy who's been to the show, got released from the show, and now is working in the indies. Like, nah, you didn't even go to the show yet. You asking for? I can see Jinder Mahal get $4,000, and I don't even know if he's
And
getting
like the
$4,000 from GCW.
and like the thing too is like it's not even just a thing of like, okay, I understand $4,000 is a lot, but like when you kind of agree on a price and you've kind of agreed to work for that price, and you show up and you're like, no, like I'm not working unless you pay me this much more. Like that's yeah, like that's a bad look, man. That's a real bad look.
Like, I wouldn't even imagine Jinder Mahal's price to do indie shows. It can't be that much because he has to understand they don't make that much money to begin with.
Yeah.
And you can't bleed out there. You can't bleed them because then they ain't gonna have no money to pay the talent or pay the venue or whatever the fuck. So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like Jinder
And
Mahal getting $4,000 from GCW, I'd be surprised if he did, but it'd be worth it. It'd be warranted. But I don't think he's asking for that kind of money. At best, maybe like 1,500. You know what I'm saying, for
you know,
appearances or something like that.
and like
And
Jinder
like I said,
Mahal,
former WWE champion, so it'd be warranted to even ask for that. Like shit, Undertaker don't get out of bed for nothing under a band.
yeah.
He ain't getting out of bed for nothing under a band.
But and Jinder too, like Jinder he's currently one half of the AAA Tag Team Champions. So even that is something where he could kind of parlay that and be like, hey, like I'm a top champion in Mexico. Like Zilla, you're kind of nobody right now.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, don't let that bloodline shit get you gassed up. You're not there yet.
Yeah.
But I say good luck to the young squire. Hopefully somebody higher up in the ranks of that family tree, get in his ear and tell him to like pump the brakes a bit.
Yeah.
You about to fuck up a good thing. Like you actually about to fuck up a good thing. Don't let the word reputation get out that you're not a worker.
Mm-hmm.
Or you don't know how to do business. Like you don't want that stigma to be put on you. So like you might want to tighten up a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, not a good look, man. Especially like I said, especially for someone so young. Like you don't want to get a reputation like that this early into your career, man.
But yeah, figure we talk about that a little bit there.
What do you think about the rumor he's going to AEW?
I mean, if he does, fine. But like I said, I don't right now. Like I said, AEW's in a position where what are they going to do with him? Hmm?
Well, they don't know.
Yeah, so
They know who he's gonna fight in his debut, but then they for sure don't know what he's doing 5 months from now.
yeah, so it's like it's hard for me to sit there and go, "Oh man, I can see great things" or whatever. It's just gonna be like, "Hey man, I don't know." Like AEW, and now in their 5 years, haven't still like they still really haven't found an identity. They still really haven't found an identity. They still are kind of stuck in that mindset of independent wrestling, appeasing the IWC. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
And not marketing themselves to a general public. I think once they can finally get past that hurdle of just like, okay, we need to branch out and not just market to our core audience. We need to make new fans. I need new fans. Can't keep depending on like hype to come in and drudge up numbers for like 2 or 3 weeks, and then you go back down to fizzling back to like lower numbers, and you got to find another way to get the numbers back up. It's not sustainable.
No, definitely not.
I mean, yes, Tony Khan does have that bit of an issue that he is a mark for the business and himself. Sorry, chat. Drop something there for a second. Also, big up to everybody in the chat. Do appreciate y'all hanging out with us here tonight, as always. Smash that like for yourself, by the way, because you guys are awesome. Appreciate everybody engaging, man. You guys are cool. Y'all don't have to, but y'all take a little bit out of your night. Come hang out with us and talk some wrestling. It's not unnoticed. So thank you. What's the main event? Oh, tonight it's the IC title, right?
Yeah, it's yeah, Jay Uso and Braun Breaker.
I don't see the title getting hot shotted because one, they're too Tony's too high on Brian, and two, who do you give it to?
Mm,
I agree with you there, Marin.
well, the AEW World Title.
You talk about the AEW.
Yeah, I think Brian's gonna lose that pretty soon.
So whom?
I
Moxley?
think either Maybe. Maybe Darby. Wrestle Dream is in Darby's hometown. And the winner of the match between Mox and Darby at Grand Slam, the winner of that match is gonna fight Brian at Wrestle Dream, and it's in his hometown.
Well, first thing first, you got to beat him at Grand Slam. So
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't care for this segment either in the football field. Know why?
What?
Because I know what they had to do to get to that place. It sucks. Atlanta sucks as far as their highway. It is the worst highway you'll probably ever drive through. Probably, I'm not gonna say it's like worse than Los Angeles highway, but it is trash.
I don't know. Like Cody's looking at Roman right now. Like he wants to give him a big kiss. Like that's my reading of this situation, is that they both look like they desperately want to kiss each other.
Hey, were you here? Did you leave last week on Spaghetti and Friends before we got to the Transformer video?
Oh no, I was there for, but I think I was muted, but like I was there for it. Like I heard everything you guys were saying.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of glad you pointed that out, because I've been looking for like a breakdown where I want to see like somebody go frame by frame and explain everything, but then every video there's always one part where every like breakdown I've watched, like there's always one part where the person's like, yeah, like I don't know what this is.
Oh, but you didn't get to see it. You just heard, right?
No, I watched it.
Oh, okay, cool.
I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again.
Oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that on Friday. Gojira, the Thunderbolt stuff. I saw that today. I would say something, but I don't want to, because I don't. I'll wait for Friday. I don't want to derail myself too much.
Let the anticipation build a little bit.
Well, also that I want to process my thought. Like I need to watch it again, so I kind of seen it and I didn't process it that much. Like at the time, I kind of just woke up, and when I wake up, I'm in pain, so my focus is not always the greatest. So, yeah, I'm fine. Just don't get old. That's all. Damn, they showing the whole segment, huh?
Yeah. Is this it? Is tonight the breakup?
Mm. I don't know. Solo, Jacob versus Roman and Cody.
I feel just like I don't really want Cody or Solo there. You know, like I would just rather see Roman and Jacob like one on one. Like I don't really need Cody or Solo to be there.
I don't think the turn is. I don't know if it's. See, the other thing, it's hard to tell. Like, it's like I need. It's got to see where this goes. Like I said, it's been brewing under the surface. But now Cody's. I mean, Kofi's kind of like, oh no, nah, Xavier, you do it, you do it. You see what happens with them in an American Made. I don't know, man. New Day is complicated.
Did you see? Did you see the thing with the Lucha Brothers?
No, what happened with the Lucha Brothers?
I guess the whole I guess the whole rumor of them signing with WWE was kind of not true.
Uh huh.
Like Phoenix is still signed to AEW.
Hmm.
It's just, did you see that trail? Did you see that little vignette where it was like the fire and then it said like RPF?
Mm-mm.
Like I'm seeing a lot of people online now are kind of like, oh, that's the Lucha Brothers confirmed. But I think that maybe people are gonna be disappointed.
All right. I was figuring we could kind of go over the card of Bad Blood because they already got like pretty much the card up already.
Yeah.
I know it's not until like next Saturday. It's next Saturday, right?
Next Saturday.
Yeah. Well, we could talk about it. We can talk about it today because it's whatever.
We could talk about it today.
But as you've seen with the whole vignette, if you're watching Raw, you know we got Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns against Solo, and Jacob Fatu. Who you picking for this one, bro? Who you gonna take for this one?
I don't know. I think I'm taking the Bloodline.
You going with the Bloodline?
Cause it's just it wouldn't look good to just have them lose here.
But
I think
who take?
there's I
But
think
if they gonna win, then who takes the L though?
Cody.
Cody takes the L.
Cody
WWE champion.
takes Cody takes the L. And he gets pinned by Jacob Fatu. I think
That's a bold choice.
I think Solo versus Roman is a red herring. And I think sooner or later Bloodline 2.0 is gonna turn on Solo, and they're gonna take Solo out. I think
And
Jacob Fatu is the
what?
master.
Replace him with who? Roman?
Jacob. I think Jacob. I think Jacob this whole time has been secretly in a position to where he's gonna take control of the bloodline, and the Tongans are in on it. They just playing along with Solo. They just leading Solo. They're just luring Solo into a false sense of security.
Hmm.
That's
That's
why.
an
That's why.
interesting way to look at it.
Yeah. 'Cause I think that's why like Jacob Fatu is pushing the Solo is his tribal chief thing. I think that's why he's pushing it so hard. But
So then,
Jacob
what? So
Fatu,
you think is this how we bring in Hugaleo?
yeah.
Because if they go to war games, we need a fourth man.
See, that's where I think you're gonna get it. I think it'll be Jacob Fatu and the three Tongans versus Roman, Solo, and the Usos. It'll be like the OG bloodline versus like the 2.0 bloodline. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping, but that's what I kind of think. Maybe I'm tripping though.
American made, American made, American made, American made. Like I said, I do appreciate matching ring gear.
Yeah.
I like the logos kind of rip off of Top Gun a little bit.
Yeah. I like the gear. I dig the gear.
Very Kurt Angle though. Very Kurt team
Hmm.
Angle.
I think that's why I like it.
I don't think the New Day are gonna do it any turn here tonight.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say.
Listen, I'd like to be wrong. I'd like to be wrong. So. Oh no, my boat got a leak. I gotta get on a new boat. It sprung a leak. Throw me a life preserver. Alright, there we go. Got a better boat. I got a better boat now. And this boat floats. Okay. That one sprung a big leak. It was like, psst. Like, holy shit. Alright, but yeah, you know what? I'm gonna go for the predictable and just say it's gonna be Tribal Chief and Cody. I'm gonna go with cliche that the baby faces win.
That's definitely the safe bet.
Yeah. Alright, we've got for the world heavyweight women's world championship. We've got Liv Morgan defending against Rhea Ripley. And I guess Dirty Dom's getting put into suspended above in a shark cage. Okay, I didn't know that was a stipulation. I must have not have been paying attention. I must have missed that part.
You and me both, cause I'm just learning about this now.
Well, yeah, he'll be suspended above the cage in the ring in a shark cage while they fight for the women's world championship. Who you picking? Who you picking?
Um, kind of think it might be time to get it to for Rhea to get it back.
I feel that way too, but I also think like they might want to save it for a bigger pay per view. But then I could see them taking the title off of her because like I said, I don't feel she's doing that much as a world champion. I know, like I said, I know people like to look at her, but that's not enough for me.
No, me neither.
And people keep showing footage on Twitter like why don't of her practicing. It's like why don't they let Liv wrestle like this? It's like I don't know why doesn't Liv wrestle like that. I don't know who would be telling her to slow down. Even
Yeah,
though like the stuff she's doing in her practice stuff and training ain't nothing that complicated, but it's like it's a lot more faster paced than what she does out there in the ring when the camera's on and the lights are bright. I don't know if it's a thing of is WWE telling you to slow down or you slow because you might not be.
there's
Like I said, I always said I don't think she's confident in her moveset. That's why we slow mo.
there's there's no way they're telling her to tone it down. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way they're like, okay, Liv, we want you to tone it down. Like, even though you could wrestle this good, we only want you to wrestle a little bit. That's crazy, man. That would be crazy to me.
Because I'm like, I just feel you might not be confident within yourself in the ring in front of people. Yeah, you can be real good and smooth in a room of nobody with a training partner, but I don't know. You seem a little hindered in there when the lights is on bright. Because then you start moving in slow motion.
That's what I think. I think she just has no confidence.
Same. Because I'm like I said, like I said, to slow down what her move, what to stop. Don't do arm drags. Don't do arm drags and head scissors. I don't think anyone's asking Liv Morgan to stop doing arm drags and head scissors. Good sir. Like you know. But
Yeah, like that's what I mean. Like I don't think they're there telling her to tone her wrestling down.
yeah, I just think she's not sure of herself, and then when she tries to go for a move, she doesn't want to botch it or look clunky. Like you're just gonna have to have some confidence in yourself. Nitro and Gemini. Hey, listen. I mean, I remember when they tried to bring back Gladiators, it didn't work. But you listen, for its time, listen. As a kid in the late '80s, early '90s, after Saturday morning cartoons and some wrestling, American Gladiators was hit. I know I'm not the only one that was enjoying some American Gladiators Saturday mornings. I don't know how did it work for y'all in Canada, because like we had a formula. At least here in America, we had a formula for Saturday mornings. You had the cartoons, then after cartoons was like wrestling, like American Gladiators, and then it'd be like kung fu movies. Like how did y'all operate that? And what was it like on there in Canada? I'm curious.
Um, the, the cartoons
But I mean
was
specifically like
definitely
Saturday morning, because that's all. This all went
yes.
down on Saturday morning. So I'm just trying to figure out what was the situation in the Canadians.
I think I remember it often being like it would be like Saturday morning cartoons, and then you would get like you'd get like other shows in between, but then you'd get like it would be like that '70s show and like Simpsons reruns, and you'd get like sitcom like reruns of like sitcoms.
That's weird.
Uh,
Hmm.
But again, like I started watching wrestling very late. Like my first ever wrestling show was WrestleMania 20.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So maybe there was like stuff on and I just wasn't watching it cuz I started watching like wrestling like very like late into my life.
So
Like
yeah,
late.
yeah. So the Ian said, yeah, like 12 p.m. Yeah, that's like noon. Wrestling would come on, and then after that would be like American Gladiators, or later down the road they had that martial arts show that was like kind of like a fake Mortal Kombat, that UFC master thing, and then after that would be like kung fu movies. And then yeah, you might watch a kung fu movie, or you just like fuck it, I go outside after that. You know. So, but yeah.
Yeah, like it kind of depends like if I would if it was a weekend if it was a weekend where I was at my dad's house, I was lucky if I made it through Saturday morning like if I got to watch Saturday morning cartoons. Like they were having like an off weekend because usually like that was not the case. And then like if I was at my mom's, she would just let me watch cartoons. And then after the cartoons it would just be like it would be like sitcoms and stuff. Like after the cartoons I would switch to like that 70s show and like Friends and like that shit.
Oh, okay. I hear you.
But when I was at my dad's, cartoons, like fuck that. Like you get up and you eat breakfast and then you go outside. And I did not like going outside.
What? Probably what? Probably because nobody was outside because they was watching cartoons.
Yeah. But I don't know, it's also a thing of like I only went to my dad's every second weekend. So like I didn't really know people that well. And then like when your older sibling is going somewhere and then you're just like tagging along and
Uh-huh.
like you don't really want to be there and they kind of don't really want you to be there. That's kind of what it was like. It was like one of those things.
Maybe I kind of a beat down right now.
It was like go ride bikes, like, and I'm like look, does it look like my body is built for riding bikes? Does it look like I'm made for that?
Like if I rode bikes, I wouldn't look like this.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like how you think I got this way in the first place, son?
That short shift wasn't riding bikes.
Yeah.
Nah, I used to ride bikes though, cause me and my peoples used to ride bikes and go to different places and just be wilding out in the streets.
I did too. Like as much as I was like joking, but
We used to go to the Jewish neighborhood because they had like a big field, and we ride our bikes over there and like chain them up to the fence, and we had to hop the fence, and we play tackle football with the Jewish kids, son, because they wanted to play football, and nobody would play with them. And we played football and knocked the yarmulkes off the motherfucker. It was all a good fun though. Good fun.
yeah.
But it just we used to joke like, yo, son, you knocked the strings off that kid, son. And we played just hard ass tackle football, no pads, no nothing. Like, just kids, you know how kids do.
Yeah.
You don't care to take a hit because you bounce back like Wolverine back in those days.
That's right.
Healing factor was a real deal. Until you get out of high school, then you don't heal up no more.
Mm-hmm.
Back in the days, CTE what? CTE what? Everybody was getting hit, crashing in the heads with no helmets, kid.
Yeah. Back then, you weren't afraid of a little concussion.
Like, if you asked me today, have I ever had a concussion, I really couldn't tell you because I've taken some like shots to the dome. I don't know. I don't know. I shook that shit up and kept it. I shook it off and kept it moving, son.
That's right.
I've had situations where motherfuckers was play fighting and I banged my head off the back of a brick wall and I was dazed for a hot minute. You could have told me I was concussed. I don't know. I shook that shit off and kept it moving. It's like, oh man, well, I ain't thinking about no CTE and none of that shit, son. Nobody was thinking about Benoit brain.
Nope.
Motherfuckers is out there playing football like they was in the NFL and we had no pads. We playing old school football. You like, you got shoulder pads? Yeah, it's called my shoulders. It's called my shoulders. I'm gonna hit you with them.
Especially too, like I feel like back then, like if you got like knocked for a loop, it was just like rub some dirt on it, you'll be fine.
Yeah. Qualification. Chad Gable coming into the ring. Come on. Xavier gonna get them disqualified? Watch your back, Xavier. Oh. Uh-oh. Is the Creed's about to get a win here? Oh, that's it. Creed's about to win. American Made with the win. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll find out what happens afterwards.
I think the turn it's just a matter of when. Unless like Big E miraculously makes a comeback and like brings them back together. Like Big E makes like some kind of miraculous comeback and
I
it's
still
like no
say he
no no
should be
no
at least a manager. Make
we
him a
gotta keep it
manager.
together.
Make him a
Yeah.
mouthpiece. Well, big win for American Made right there. All right, we got Finn Balor versus Damian Priest, which he's currently talking. Who you picking to win this one? No special stipulations, regular match.
I kind of feel like Priest will probably win.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go Damian Priest on this one.
Yeah, I think they're gonna keep want to keep Priest's momentum going.
But again, one less title not being defended. All right, looks like the main event's about to go down. Damn. Okay, we got a lot of time too. They're gonna give this some time here, huh?
Makes you wonder if there's something going down after the match.
Hmm, possible. Definitely possible.
Like, are they leaving are they leaving time for like a big celebration?
Could be. All right. CM Punk, Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. I would
think it's
have to
got to
imagine
be.
CM Punk, right?
Yeah.
Like I know we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I would figure this would have to be the end of this feud. Like, cause what else? What else can we do? The bracelet's been broken. Both
Yeah,
men
you
kind
would
of got their
think.
big win. Where do we go from here? All right, we got a Wyatt 6 video, which I don't. At this point, I don't care anymore about these little
Me neither.
videos. I'm not scanning the QR code. No,
Oh, there's a QR code.
there's always one.
Bro, say less. I'm about to scan it right now.
Oh, look at this guy. He fell for the marketing scheme, chat.
Because I feel like, I gotta.
L's in the chat. L's in the chat for Matt for folding over here for the marketing scheme.
No, 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 no. It's because I feel like I have to do my due diligence in scanning said code so that I can inform our audience of what's going on.
Oh, look at it. See, look at that. He's showing how he cares about the chat. See? W's in the chat for
Yeah.
Matt for caring about the chat.
Oh no, I don't like this. I don't like this.
Well, what was it?
Uh, it's like very like eerie like videos. Okay, so the first thing I'm seeing is there's a buzzard, and then there's different symbols, and each one of the symbols has a different word underneath it. I'm gonna click on the first one. It says 22 42 3, and then when I click on it, it's a video. There's lots of static, and then we just got a very creepy image of somebody surrounded, like a picture, but then surrounding the picture there's a bunch of Wyatt 6 symbols, and the picture looks like it's a small child dressed up as some form of skeleton. And we're moving eerily towards the picture.
That's weird.
Why do I feel like I'm about to get jumps? Like I'm about to get jump scared.
You're gonna get jump scared. Now you gotta keep
I
going.
feel like
You gotta move forward now.
feel like I'm gonna get jump scared. It's a video, and we're just moving closer and closer towards this very eerie photo. And there's like a little bit of like, and it looks like it's a small child, but his eyes are blacked out,
Ooh, that's not.
and it's starting to become like distorted.
Ooh, that's not good.
Yeah, like
You're gonna
we're
get a Nikki
moving.
Cross jump scare. Ah.
Yeah, and I feel like now there's just some kind of static, and there's something beneath the static. There's some kind of creepy image of like some kind of creepy like specter.
Oh shit.
Okay, I'm gonna go to the next one. 404. We're getting an advertisement for Backlash France.
Backlash
It's a commercial.
France.
It's a commercial. It's a commercial. It's a commercial. Not advertising Backlash France, but it's a commercial that's showing you talking about the face to face between Cody and AJ. And now I'm looking at Nikki in a very creepy cabin, and she's just standing there very ominously. There's a lot of candles. She's just standing there. She's not really saying or doing anything. And then it just cut to a blue screen that says, "Because we believed." Uh,
Oh, it's the Les
all right,
Bros.
going to the next one. There's like several of them.
Oh no.
Now we're focused on a creepy hallway. The words "drink from his suffering" just popped up. We're just looking at this creepy hallway. Now there's a lot of camera flashes. It says all we ever wanted was a chance, and then there's the buzzard again. Now we're back to more static. Oh, and it cut down to the creepy hallway, and Uncle Howdy walked up.
The Les
Oh no.
Bros.
Oh no, I don't like this one. I don't like this one at all.
What?
It's like a camcorder, but it's nighttime and we're walking up to someone's front door. I don't like that at all.
Xavier coming hot, spitting bars.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, we got Ray versus Xavier. Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Xavier calling it what it is. Everybody disrespecting me because I ain't won a singles title. It's out there now. It's out there.
Yeah.
It's publicly out there now. Now, kind of circling back to what we talked about earlier in the show of long-term booking. This now, if WWE wants to, can do so much with Xavier Woods now, whether heel or babyface, because now the seed is there. I've done everything in WWE but win singles championship. I'm recognized as one of the greatest tag teams of our era in tag team wrestling, but I've never won a single champions. My contemporaries, my partners, all have won world titles, and I have won none. You know what I'm saying? It writes itself. And like I said, you could go both routes, heel or babyface. You could be determined babyface to get to the top, or you could be the bitter former partner and go in hot with the singles run. And it's long term booking because it's been out there in your face literally forever. You know what I'm saying? The best Xavier can say for himself was a king of the ring. And that means like fuck all. You know?
Yeah.
Especially when 2 out of your 3 members are former WWE champions. So
Like I'm still going through these videos, and like they keep getting like progressively more they keep getting progressively more disturbing. A little frightened right now. Uh right now I'm watching one, and it's like a news report of a missing girl that was found, but like she lost her memory, and it keeps the words "remember who you are" keep flashing. Now it's the intro, the WWE bumper. WWE bumper, the then, now, and forever thing we see at the start of every WWE show. Now I'm kind of watching that now.
you sure this is still the same
But
video?
no, there's like multiple videos,
Oh damn.
but then now it's all like distorted. Like each one is more like disturbing than the last.
That's crazy.
And then there was one where somebody was playing the 2K game, and he was recording himself playing the 2K game, and then he looked behind him out the window and there was somebody there.
Uh, are they really trying to do a reality show as like a horror movie? You want me to believe you're gonna have regular people finding dead bodies? Get out of here, bro. Get out of here. Plus, like I feel like all that's gonna be fake because it's like, who the fuck wants to get pranked by with like horror? And like, what consists of
Yeah.
horror? Dead bodies. So you just straight of fake dead bodies and people getting murdered. Like, who the fuck really wants to see that? Like, that's it. Almost tells me this show is fucking fake. Cause ain't nobody trying to go through that kind of trauma. Whether it's you can say, oh, it's a prank, bro. Get out of here, son. Stop it. You're insulting my intelligence at that point. You're insulting my intelligence. That you want me to believe. You want me to believe this shit is real.
You do you remember did you ever watch a show like Scare Tactics?
Yeah,
bro. Like,
that's the
I'm,
show
I'm
that's
gonna say
coming back
this,
out. It's called Scare Tactics.
bro. Like, if anybody ever stages me thinking I'm in like a life threatening situation, like understand that I will throw hands.
Yeah, but I just think it's bad to sit there and try to say it's like real people. Like, come on, it ain't real people because ain't nobody gonna sit there and be allowed to be filmed of them getting scared because they think it's a real dead body. Like, ain't nobody want to try to go through that shit. Like, yeah, I'm not. Nah, listen, if you sit there and prank me with some dead body shit and be like, hey, just a prank, you mind signing off so we can put this on TV? Like, fuck out my face. No. Like, absolutely not. No. We'll pay you. No. Like, I don't care, bro. Like, get the fuck out of here, son.
Yeah.
Fuck out of here for real, for real. Like, you're lucky I don't hit you right now for putting me through some bullshit like this. Like, you better hope I don't sue you for this bullshit right here. I didn't come here today
That's
to
what I'm
be part of your
saying.
part. I didn't come here today to be part of your joke. And this type of joke, some people ain't gonna find funny. Especially if you're sitting there showing them like dead, supposedly dead bodies type shit. Like that's a little morbid. Like maybe call me a boomer, call me a stickler, whatever the fuck. If you want to get pranked with dead bodies, go right ahead. Me personally, no. Especially if the expense is you're supposed to get the laughs out of me being terrified, whatever my reaction is from seeing a fucking dead body. Or whatever scary shit they want to pull out there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, get out of here, bro. Miss me with that. Like I always say, if you into that, have at it. But me personally, it's don't call it reality when I know it's not real, because real people are not gonna go through that shit. Call it a show scripted to look like it's reality, but you ain't pulling real people off the streets and doing that shit and then expect them to be cool about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like people,
Last monster standing.
they be setting their friends up like they be like setting their friends up so they're like think they're in a bank robbery or they're like in a home invasion.
Like, yeah, that type of shit, like, nah,
Yeah,
fuck out
bro.
of here. Like, listen, when we got
Yeah.
situations where people have actually, like, tricked other people to go somewhere and then killed them, like, shit like that has actually happened. People have done that. Remember that Slender Man
Yeah.
shit?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, real people have done some kind of weird shit like that, and you want me to believe that you go and get random people, do a situation to scare the shit out of them, and then put it on TV and they cool with it? Fuck out of here, bro. Fuck out of here. Like I said, we've had people get picked up by strangers and then taken away and killed. And you want me to believe you're just gonna take random people to some spot? Like the fact that they do one of the segments was the Cody Rhodes is pranking the New Day is like, this is how I know the whole show is fake, because it's like Cody Rhodes and the New Day know each other. You know what I'm saying? So if they're doing something, it's whatever, and weird shit's gonna happen, they're already gonna know. But you sitting there wanting me to believe that you just pulled some random dude or some random lady and put her in some situation that's like life or death or whatever, and then they're gonna turn around and go, ha ha ha, I sign away, go put it on TV now. Stop it. You're insulting me. You're insulting me. You want me to believe that's a real person. It's a real person, a real actor. But it ain't a real person. But anyway, it's time for the Raw main event for the Intercontinental Championship. Jay Uso going up against Braun Breaker. Oh no. We got a half hour to go. I could see us getting a new champion, but I could also see Braun retaining. I kind of would like to see Jey Uso win, to be honest. Let him get his first singles title. That way he can hold it over his big brother, Jimmy. Be like, look, I got the first singles title, big brother.
So apparently on the QR code, apparently there's something you could click on, and if you click on it, it brings you to a page where there's a picture of a piece of paper with coordinates on it, and I guess you could debunk the coordinates. I'm not about to do all that, but
okay.
And then I guess there's also a picture of Braun Strowman with the black sheet mask, but it's very distorted. Maybe a little tease to who the Wyatt Six's next target will be. Yeah, I don't know. This is one I could kind of see going either way.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't be surprised if Jay wins, but I also wouldn't be surprised to see Braun retain. It would be a little soon to take the title off Braun, though. He just got it.
Mm-hmm.
He's early on. These two seems like they're a little off. Seems like they have no chemistry. Like the beginning of this match feels a little awkward.
And to have an open mind. I mean, listen, I actually, I'm glad you brought this up, Gojira. Thank you, but because I did want to mention that the Netflix has got a documentary on Vince McMahon coming out soon, and McMahon's making statements saying that they have, like Gojira says, distorted the truth at times. Which I mean, I can't say anything as of yet because I haven't watched it, but I will say this when I do get a chance to watch it. I don't know, is it out yet or when's it supposed to drop?
No. Let me find out. Are you gonna watch it?
No, I have Netflix. I'll watch it. It's wrestling related. Why wouldn't I? And like I was gonna say,
Ooh,
like I'll watch it. We could talk about it on here. So
September 25th.
okay, cool. All right, well, good to know. Thank you. Because I also did something on Netflix that I need to watch. there's a cartoon. I don't know the name of it, but I saw some clips of it, and it looked pretty brutal. It was Thor killing all the like Norse gods and shit, going ham too, man. I just don't know the name of the
Oh yeah,
show, but it's on
I know the one you're talking
Netflix.
about though. I know the one you're talking about.
Yeah, I want to watch that shit. I just wish I knew the name of it though.
Twilight of the Gods.
Oh, thank you, Gojira.
Gojira's got it.
Coming through in a clutch. Is it like a full series or like episodic, or did they just like what is it? Is this like a full movie? What is it, Gojira? Because like I said, if it's like episodic, then I'll start crushing it or doing it. Like, well, first thing first, I gotta remember my password too. It's 8 episodes. Are all 8 already out?
Yeah, it looks like they are.
Okay, cool beans.
Looks like they're all between like 25 to 30 minutes.
Okay, that's cool.
So not bad.
Yeah, cause like yeah, I definitely want to check that out. So
Yeah, I'll probably try to watch.
yeah, I seen a little clip of it, Gojira. That shit was kind of wild, son. I was like, oh shit. I was like, what the fuck is this? Like I have Netflix, but I haven't been on it in a while, so I haven't really caught up on anything new. I saw they dropped a new trailer for like Squid Game 2. I figured we could kind of look at that Friday, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna watch that.
And I'm still trying to decide if I want to watch any more of that Agatha All Along show. I don't know. I'll let this week's episode kind of give me my decision. Oh, so tonight they decided to put him in a shark cage. I guess we must have missed that part during all our talking and chicanery. But it's all good. Yo, is Jimmy still here? Is Jimmy still in the chat, or did he bow out already? Cause I wanted to ask him a question.
He had to get out of here.
Oh, okay.
He couldn't handle all the bravado, manly talk.
Couldn't handle all this testosterone.
He's like this is not perverted enough for me.
Yo, Braun Breaker's just an animal, son. He's eating Jey Uso around. Let me ask you a question. How you feel about wrestlers wrestling in like the sneakers? Because we got it's kind of the thing nowadays where like a lot of wrestlers are abandoning traditional boots for just sneakers. What do you think of that?
I don't love it.
Neither do I. I feel like it's not. not official wrestling tires. Like, granted, they'll wear sneakers to kind of match their gear, and that's cool and all. But I just feel like if you're gonna wrestle, you gotta have the boots. You know, it's kind of part of the thing. You feel me?
Yeah. Like I don't know, like I'm old school, man. Like wrist tape, knee pads, like proper boots,
Yeah.
proper gear.
Like, it's cool sometimes to see sneakers. Like, I like nice sneakers too. I'm not a sneaker head, but I like nice shoes. But it's just like, when I see cats wrestling and like especially like Young Bucks, they got their pumps on, and it's like John Cena had the pumps. Even though it worked more for John Cena at the time because it was kind of part of the gimmick. Because even he like had wrestling boots on in the beginning until he became like the Doctor of Thugonomics.
Yeah.
But but like now, like sneakers are just kind of the norm of most wrestlers. Like Finn Balor be wrestling in sneakers. Like I said, Jay Uso over here wrestling in sneakers. But then you got Braun Breaker, and like, yeah, he got boots on. We got the singlet. Like, he looks like a wrestler. He's
Yeah.
taped up. Got some knee pad covering up those knees. Like, Jay Uso's ring attire looks like something you would just wear outside. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep, exactly. I don't know. I just like I said, like I'm old school, man. If you're gonna be a wrestler, like dress like a wrestler, like look like a wrestler.
Like, remember how the Usos used to look in the old days when they would still face paint with the Samoan dance? They were wearing what? Boots. They were wearing wrestling boots. Now they wear sneakers. I'm just like, I'm not a fan of the sneaker attire. I know a lot of wrestlers probably say it's a lot more comfortable than the boots, but just doesn't look like wrestling boots. Like, oh.
No.
Yeah, they had tape feet. Solo was tape feet for a while, but now he switched to boots now, though. But yeah, I'm not a fan of those. I'm not a fan of sneakers. Plus, then you're messing up good shoes. You're messing up good shoes.
Yeah.
Like, I can understand if you're wearing them and doing a promo and you're not in ring gear and you want to show off your kicks, then, go ahead. But when you get in the ring, put on some proper wrestling boots. They can give you some fancy boots if you're trying to look stylish and shit now. Come on. Have you not seen RVD's ring gear? He's been doing it from day one almost. Come on. Get that airbrush going on. Hulk Hogan had some.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a thing like if you're a wrestler, dress like look like a wrestler, man. Like dress like a wrestler. Not like jeans and a t-shirt. Like wear like actual proper gear. Like look like you take this shit seriously, you know?
Yeah. Bro, what is this commercial I'm watching where Santa Claus gets kidnapped and Captain America and The Rock have to save Santa Claus? What the fuck is this?
I don't know.
God damn.
It's like a new movie?
Yeah. It's The Rock and Chris Evans having to save that dude who plays J. Jonah Jameson as Santa Claus because he got kidnapped. It's an actual movie.
That sounds terrible.
And Rock is one of Santa's elves.
Ugh.
And Chris Evans is a tracker. I'm like, what the fuck is this? What is this nonsense? I think it's not even going to theaters. I think it's like going straight to some streaming or platform somewhere. I don't even know if it's going to theaters. And I would hope not. Don't waste anybody. Don't waste. You're already wasting marketing right now to make that commercial. It's called Red One. Hold on, I gotta look this up. Fucking A, because that was just really fucking stupid what I just saw.
That doesn't sound interesting to me at all.
Yes, Red One. It's a film with The Rock, Chris Evans, J.K. Simmons, that's his name, and Lucy Liu. Lucy Liu's in it too.
Right.
And when is it being released? It's being released November 15th. Distributed by Amazon, so it'll probably be on a streaming platform. Release date.
Yeah, that's just.
Yeah.
I think I'm good on that.
Okay, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think it's coming to theaters, but like that shit looked ridiculous, bro. Ridiculous. Like what the hell? They'll just put like Rock's like just put me in anything, son. I don't care.
Yeah, basically.
Raven and his flock wore street clothes, but they also wore boots. They wore wrestling boots in them street clothes. You might want to go back at the tapes. Raven never wore no sneakers. Stevie Richards never wore a sneaker. The Blue Meanie never wore a sneaker. Nova didn't wear a sneaker. And when Raven got to WCW, Saturn wasn't wearing no sneakers. Billy Kidman wasn't wearing no sneakers. All the others, fucking big fucking Scotty Riggs wasn't wearing no sneakers. They all, even dressed up like bums, they was wearing wrestling boots. Sneakers, yeah. The sneaker thing really didn't become a thing until the later 2000s, with certain wrestlers, especially like the Young Bucks and them, started wearing sneakers.
And then Eddie Edwards saw that when he was a kid and was like, how can I look like them except more homeless?
Yeah, I know. I'll take teeth out my mouth and wear my hair like a hobo and start to get grossly out of shape. And just lose all my physical features. And then marry a wife that looked like I pulled her literally out of a trailer park. And now the transformation is complete. Hobo Edwards. And did I mention my best friend also looks like a hobo? And he's a black hobo. So the transformation is now complete. Fully complete. You can do a whole comedy, a buddy comedy movie with Eddie Edwards and Rich Swann as two hobos. Or two dudes living in poverty. Like in a trailer park or some shit. With Alicia Edwards with her trailer park looking ass. Like, bro, it writes itself. You'd be like, can I see the hobo show, sir? Everybody would love it. The kids would love it. It'd be fun for the whole thing. Oh man, my boat's got a leak, man. Oh no, and we're at the main event. I gotta get on a new boat. Gotta find one with good sturdy stability.
Rich Swann has a criminal record now, so he could probably use the extra cash.
You know, look here, he's just playing the part, okay? He's just playing the part. He's like, I'm just trying to be the best hobo I could be, sir. I'm just trying to be the best hobo I could be. You see my hair, sir? I don't even like listen. I don't know if I want an afro. I don't know if I want dreads. I don't. I just know like I look like I don't bathe or brush ever.
I don't even own a toothbrush.
You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if I want to fully grow a beard. Do I want to be clean shaven? Like I just come up looking like sometimes I may look like I might smell like alcohol. Like bro, even when I see Rich One on TV, I'd be like, he looks like he might smell like booze. Like he looks like he might be drunk. Like he's such a hobo.
Yeah, he is.
Like even when he was in WWE, I'm like, I can't see his ceiling go that far with him looking that way. WWE would have told him like, you got to do something. Pick a look. Either we get you a stylist and they dread you up, or we gonna cut the little knotties you got over there and give you a shape up or something. But you out here just looking just raggedy Ann.
Mm-hmm.
You can sit there dancing all you fucking want in the ring. You still look you look like a hobo dancing for change. Like it's just like, man, get this out of here. Like I said, Eddie Edwards out there like, oh, you ain't got no teeth. That's okay. I don't need them anymore. It's just like I still got a few left. OJ Uso spear.
Oh man.
Jay going up to the top. Jay going up to the top. Big splash. Is this gonna be it?
Oh, what's about to happen?
New champion.
There you go.
Alright. That's what's up, son. Pick up main event Jay Uso. New champion. First singles title.
Wouldn't it be cool if this happened at a pay-per-view?
For anybody out there who likes their factoids, I think now the only second father and son to hold Intercontinental titles. The first being Mr. Perfect and Curtis Axel.
Mm.
And I say that because Rikishi, his father, is a former IC champion.
Yep, that's right.
Big ups. Oh man, they really didn't give that much time on the celebration front. At least they cut that off kind of quick.
Yeah, they were like, "Fucking, we gotta get out of here."
Yeah, they cut that.
Baseball's got to start.
I guess they like I said, they cut that shit quick. Okay, I mean, listen, it was a decent match. I like the main event; it was good.
I just wish it was at a pay-per-view.
Like it was a good match, Gojira. It was a decent match. Like Ron was kind of ragging him around for a while, but he kind of made a bit of a comeback. And then I like the shot they did where he was running, trying to do the spear, and he just got caught in that super kick. I like how the cameraman kind of followed all that. That was nice.
Yeah, that was dope. That was dope. It was a good match. I'm not mad at Jay getting the win.
Not a
I
very
kind
long
of
title reign for Braun, but I don't. I feel like
no,
it's not going to be his last though, so he'll be fine.
no.
Well, but again, I think we're now in this era where they're just gonna give you like kind of certain big matches on Raw and SmackDown because we're now in this 5 card pay-per-view era. It seems.
Yeah.
So it's like emphasis now on like, okay, we're gonna do more title matches. We're gonna have more big matches on Raw and SmackDown. That way, it supplements whatever we weren't now doing on the pay per view because we're only down to 5 matches a card.
Uh, it's a catch 22 because it's like in this sense it makes Raw and SmackDown more interesting to watch because you get these bigger matches, on television, so your weekly shows are a little more exciting. But then the drawback is your pay-per-views are not as exciting.
Yeah, no, man, it's. Well, see
So
that
it's
you.
like
That's why I was like,
it's
I would feel like that's why I think like if you're gonna do stuff like that, I would say have at least your mid card and your tag alter that. So at least like say
yeah.
like this, like okay, you're gonna do your pay per view. You're gonna have the 5 card match pay per view, and then it's like okay, SmackDown before that. Have a United States title match there, but make sure the SmackDown Tag Team Champions at least get on the pay per view. You
I
know what I'm
think I think
saying?
that's the
That's why I'm saying boost
I,
up. Let's do instead of like replace 5 with at least 7. That way
yeah.
you can at least get one mid card or at least a tag team match on the show. If it means having
Yeah.
to alternate, so fucking be it. Because I know the rest of the matches is gonna be whatever women's title and whatever men's title. So you're gonna definitely have at least one of the two on that show. But at least have a spot for at least one mid card and one tag per show. That's why I
I
said
think
5 is
that's
not
the
enough. 5 is not enough.
I think that's the happy medium. Cause like let's say like this would have been a fun match at the pay-per-view because this was a fun match where I don't know I didn't know who was gonna win. I didn't know who to expect to win going into this match. And that's what you want a pay-per-view to be. Like you don't want a pay-per-view to feel predictable because then it doesn't feel exciting.
Yeah. So I mean, I hope they like or at least listen to the feedback because I know we can't be the only people sitting here saying 5 is not enough. 5 isn't not enough for a pay per
No,
view.
and I'm sure there's people that are saying like, "Oh, 5 is perfect." Like, like I'm sure there's people that love the shorter cards, but
Yeah,
me I just don't think it's enough.
I'm not like I said. I'm not sitting there saying it's got to be like 20 matches. I'm just saying 7, 8 at max, 8 at max. And like I said, some of those matches don't even have to be the main show. Pre-show some of those.
Yeah.
If you especially, it's like I said, especially if you're already dedicating a full hour to just trying to hype the show up and get more people to buy set pay-per-view and or network, you might as well throw some matches in there. Like I said, I'll give AEW all the credit. At least they know, hey, the 0 hour, you're getting a whole free show at least with at least 3 to 4 decent cards on this show before you even get to the 8 or 10 matches we got lined up for the show. You can just sit there, even if you didn't want to pay for the bitch, at least you get a whole hour of just some wrestling.
Yeah, and a lot of times there'll be like multi-man matches. So you're getting more people on the card. Like you're featuring more people on the card.
Yeah, so it's like, at least do that. Like, I mean, I'm not sitting there saying you have to have 10 matches, but it's like if you could at least pump out at least like 8. And like I said, if you're gonna have a pre-show, why not throw at least 2 matches on there? At least 2 for an
Yeah,
hour.
like I
Like I said, you're spending a good 60 minutes promoting the show that I'm already watching.
precisely.
You're giving 60 minutes to a show I'm already watching, and I'm pretty sure a good majority are too. And if they not watching it, they on a boat somewhere. Promise you. They
It's
on
like
a boat
how many
somewhere.
people are just skimming through YouTube and they see like AEW 0 hour pop up and they're like, "Oh, what's this?" It doesn't happen because the thing is, unless you already watch wrestling content, AEW's content's not even gonna pop up in your algorithm.
Yeah, like I said, I've said this for years. You can go back on probably old shows. Like they stay doing these pre-shows and promotions to people that are already there. Like I'm already bought in. I'm already here.
Yeah,
You're selling something.
yeah,
You're selling to a guy who's already paid for it. Like to sit there
yep,
and do pre ads of a show to a guy who's already here, and then you got it on a Titantron in an arena for people who are coming in. Who are we selling this to? We're here now. We're just waiting for the show to start.
yeah.
Like I said, to sit there and go, you got last minutes. Trust me, anybody who's last minute is still trying to order it. And the last time I was last minute still trying to order it, it was fucking 1991. Because I had to actually call a cable company. Actually had to call a cable company. And sometimes, they would have heavy call volumes because other people would be actually calling to order pay-per-views.
Oh, that was the worst.
Yeah. But we don't have that. We don't have that complication no more. You can buy in beforehand, and like I said, I guarantee you, a good portion of actual wrestling fans already bought in, and then the rest, that's the IWC, are either bought in or on a boat.
Yep.
There's no middle ground, and then you got like a small fraction of people who might go out to like a sports bar or a Dave and Buster's and spend their money there to watch wrestling, but they're doing other things while they're there because they're at a sports bar.
Yeah.
So like I said, the majority of the people you're trying to sell this to, they're already bought in. That's why they're here. The only person watching your ads is guys like me, and guys like me have already got the Peacock, have already got the network.
Yep.
And if they don't, they're on a boat. I promise you. So instead of wasting a whole 60 minutes of retelling me what the match of the card is, which I already know the match of the card, and just kind of rehyping people, you could have dropped 2 matches in between that. Three is good 2 matches. If you wanted to have matches that you were building up during the weeks of Raw and SmackDown, you could have threw it on there. You want to throw in some extra title matches, you could have threw it on there. And nobody would complain. Call it a dark match, call it the kickoff show, call it whatever. Or just call it the show. If you want to, just start the show. Oh, no one has a problem with wrestling show start times. It's the end times that's the problem. Because nobody wants to be leaving a show at 1 o'clock. So if you sit there telling me the show starts at 7, but ends at 11, I have no problem. Especially even for the viewing audience. Like for people who go, hey, I got work on Monday. I want to be to bed at a decent time. Show ends at 11. It's fine. As long as I'm in bed before midnight, I'm okay.
Yeah.
It's when I got to go to bed and it's 1:30, it's a problem now. And then AEW's kind of learned from that, and they've curtailed that a bit because they don't be ending as late as they used to. Because I'm pretty sure people have told them about that. Like you can't be doing that on a Sunday. That's why a lot of now WWE and AEW now push for these Saturday shows Because they know the motherfuckers wasn't having that shit on Sunday. Like, motherfucker, do you understand? I gotta leave an arena, get out of this parking lot, and then drive wherever I'm from. And you want me to do this at 1:30 in the fucking morning? And then I gotta be to work at what, 7?
Yeah, yeah, like especially
My
on a
commuter
Sunday.
at best is 2 hours if I'm lucky. Depending on which state, city, whatever town the show was in. But I know you're not getting home in 15 minutes. Unless you wanted the lucky one to live like across the street from the fucking arena or something.
Yeah.
But even then, it still probably take you 30 minutes just to get out the fucking building and parking lot. And you're doing all this at what? 1:30? 2 o'clock in the morning, man? Yeah. So it's like I said,
Yeah,
it's...
like that's or you know, for people, like, even if you're not in the arena, but let's say like you don't want to pay for the pay-per-view yourself, and maybe you want to have some friends over and you're all going to split the pay-per-view, but it's again, like, do you think people are going to want to come go to their buddy's house on a Sunday night, knowing they have to work the next day, knowing they have to get up early the next day, when
Yeah.
the pay-per-view's going on till like after midnight?
Yeah, then they gotta drive home. Most friends I know
Yeah.
usually either live 15, 20 minutes away from me. So like I said, that's still a commute. Still a travel. God forbid you gotta give a
On a
motherfucker a ride home.
Yeah, like on a day where you gotta get up early, like, yeah, that's kind of a pain in the ass.
Yeah, so it's just like, they've AEW's kind of curtailed themselves on that, which is appreciated. But like with the case of WWE, like your end time is not the problem. It's just your start time. You waste a lot of nothing with your start times. Like I said, that whole kickoff is nothing. It's a nothing. It's nothing. It's a nothing hour that could have been filled with like at least 2 to 3 matches,
Yeah.
like it used to be. Like literally the days of Sunday Night Heat, Shotgun, all of those were like literally a whole hour was dedicated to just kickoff matches. And yeah, you still promoted the shit out of that pay-per-view, but you had time to fucking throw some matches while the commentators do shilling for make sure to call your local cable provider so you can catch, so you can watch the Royal Rumble in like 15 minutes.
Yeah, you know, like they would do it like during the match.
They
Like
do it through
they would just tell you
everything.
like, yeah.
They do it while they're calling the match, and they'll sit there and tell you, man. And it's like, oh, guys, you make sure you're only 20 minutes away. Make sure you call your local cable provider just so you don't miss out. I heard that so many times. Literally, call your local cable provider. Call your local cable provider. Call your local cable provider or satellite company. And then later it changed to call your local cable provider, satellite company, and streaming services, all those shits. But they would tell you ad nauseum to do these things 30 minutes prior to the show. And they've always had an hour pre-show. Never changed. WWE never changed. There's always been an hour pre-show. Before they even had a name for it, there's always been some hour kickoff show. And even then, they had matches, but they didn't even televise those ones because those were just literally the dark matches. While people were getting into those arenas. Like, bring it back. Just let the dudes who ain't getting on the main card do something. Let them wrestle. They there, right? Shit.
Yeah.
All right, Gojira. Appreciate you coming out, man. You take it easy. Have a good night. I think we're about to call it ourselves either because it's, Raw's over. Just kind of ranting at the end.
Yeah.
But hey, big ups to everybody that came out here tonight again for joining us. Smash that like if you haven't already for yourselves in the show. Subscribe if you haven't already. And ring that bell so you stay notified because, YouTube is funny like that. And we'll be back here next week. Talk more wrestling. We'll probably go over what transpired at this coming Grand Slam for AEW and a lot more stuff. Have some TNA talk. We didn't do much TNA talk this week, but that's okay. Well,
I mean, there wasn't that much to talk about.
Yeah, they're not really either, yeah. So, But also join us Friday for Spaghetti and Friends. We'll have some fun stuff to talk there. If you're all about collecting toys and pop culture, definitely join us there. Oh, and this coming Thursday on ELW, it is Blood and Blunts 2. It's going to be the finals of the Beautiful Bobby Tag Team Cup. And we will have the Blood and Blunts match where it will be the Locals versus the Influence. So it should be a good show. That and much more. There's going to be other matches too, but definitely check that out. Holla at my boy The White Race for that. And yeah, y'all have a good night. Any last words, Matt, before we call it?
Words aren't real.
Indeed, birds aren't real. So hey, listen, y'all have a good night. We'll catch y'all next week. And remember to always kick out. Thick boys out, and fuck Scott Cheetos.
Time has come, I'm ready to go. Venturing into the unknown. Fire's inside me, must be unleashed. People talk nonsense all the day. Shippuden, that's all they can say. I can't get no satisfaction. Woo-hoo! Challenge may have come. Woo-hoo! Fighting just begun, but there's no stopping. People spreading out my wings. Let's fly high. Woo-hoo! Concentrate my power. Woo-hoo! In the final hour, in the end, I'm gonna win. Don't you know I'm unstoppable? Don't even try, cause you will fall. I got a strength deep in my soul that gives me courage and control. I'll go beyond the limit break. The universe is mine to take. I have no fear. I think it's clear. Let's keep you high. Get all this Dragon Ball Super. We got the skill to blow in our rain.